Alright, previously on Tales of the Omega Astria. After the party thwarted a surprise attack by shadow demons on board their own ship, they were able to locate Lady Wara, the former highest priestess of the Anno fleet, at Telminda's pit stop, and successfully brought her on board the Bronze Phoenix. But before this, Lady Wara revealed a shocking revelation to Cock, informing him that the commander of the Vindicta crew, Leon Adrian, an ally who was, I guess, misplaced during the chaos at the Dothan Research Facility in the first session of this goddamn campaign. At some point, we need to go through and make sure that you guys remember, like, the first couple sessions correctly, because I think a lot of you think that the bad guy that you saw at the Dothan Research Facility was Tradus, and also that Captain Red Herring who died is Commander Leon Adrian.
Leon, guy who abandoned us and our ship and left us to die. And the bad guy was the tiefling, Asmodeus, right?
Typhon. But
wait, and Leon Adrian isn't the guy who, like, I tried to save for like 10 turns and then was like, oh, fuck you, actually.
No, and also you don't know what happened to Leon. You know that you know that Pilot Jade and the scientist, whose name I forget right now, they were the ones that escaped on the ship. Anyway.
And we completely left that scientist behind in Tradus' hands aboard the Anno fleet ship.
No, that didn't happen. Alright, anyway. Meanwhile, Reinhardt, one of the party's original members, made the decision to depart on a personal quest to Elfir, accompanied by his old friend Von Tang. They set off on their journey, leaving the rest of the crew behind for now. After this, the Bronze Phoenix proceeded with their hyperlane travel and arrived at the Lightforge space station just outside of Vegarok. However, before they could continue their journey, they were required to complete some paperwork and a few other formalities. They filled out the necessary forms and went through the process, ensuring that they met all the station's requirements. As the party began to descend into the atmosphere of the planet, their ship came under fire by a mysterious fighter. In a stroke of quick thinking, Erebus managed to conceal the Bronze Phoenix within a dense cloud, apparently evading the enemy's detection. The party then found themselves being escorted by a group of flying Aarakocra who guided them to a ship holding Skydock. Upon arrival, they were greeted by guns and the welcoming crew, and they were kept questioned. And at the end of the session, the party was still on the Bronze Phoenix, in the ship dock, ready to face further inquiries and discover what lies ahead in their adventure on the planet of Vegarok. So as this session begins, we find the crew members of the Bronze Phoenix scattered throughout the ship, each occupied with their own tasks, repairing the ship from the attack and preparing themselves for the adventure ahead. Devon, the orc medic, can be found in his room, fine-tuning his gear. He diligently inspects the intricate design of his returnerang, while also ensuring he himself is in an optimal condition for the upcoming journey. He knows deep down that this newfound chance at life will not be gifted to him again if he were to fail a second time.
Yes, sir.
And the sacred tattoo on his left shoulder is just a further reminder of the things he saw on Ragdrea. With a focused expression on his face, he adjusts various leather straps on his jacket and heads for the door.
I hope we find out what happens to, sorry to interrupt. I hope we find out what happens to Thena at some point, too.
Yes. Many things could have happened. Meanwhile, Brock the Bugbear, who's definitely here today, one of the ship's stalwart defenders, stands near the back of the cargo hold, his massive frame imposing and intimidating. He double-checks his great axe that has gotten him this far, making sure it's still stained in his former enemy's blood and ready for action. His sharp eyes scan the surroundings, ever watchful for potential threats, or even better, potential hugs. Cock, the Turtle Mystic, can be found just slightly further ahead on the edge of the ship's ramp. All 6 of his own and the dead corpse arms sticking out from his shell are now crossed over his chest, signaling a level of impatience at the current situation. A slow yet noticeable pain begins to beckon deep within the turtle's mind, whether from the stress of the journey so far or from a different cause. Regardless, Cock seeks clarity and guidance, eyes closed, exploring the cosmic energy from the anomaly he can feel even now, so far from home. And standing next to the shelled one is Erebus, or Osiris, the determined Tabaxi son. He paces back and forth on the ramp, considering the moment that has come. Years ago, he was the one who left this planet, shadowed in rumors of his death in order to protect his family from a past he could not control, and make a new life for himself amongst the stars. And now he has made his unawaited return. He's gone through the messages Troy sent him 1,000,000 times. He's meticulously thought over this occasion while laying awake at night, over and over, calculating the safest and most efficient path to finding his father Greg and his sister Isis. And yet now he is here. And even so close to where he grew up, so close to home, he could not feel further away from the life he once knew. His fingers dance along his antimatter rifle, tracing over every part of the beautiful weapon he fought so hard to have, hoping to recenter himself in the here and now. His mind must remain focused on the mission at hand. And as this happens, Devon climbs down the ladder into the cargo hold, escaping the clusterfuck of crew above hastily repairing the ship from the recent attack, and he sees his friends before him.
What's up, guys? Are we ready to venture on?
We wait for not so much permission, but an escort to speak to those we need to speak to.
No. I hope that the people that escort us to where we're actually going to be talking to people aren't as rude as the people we had to speak with the first time.
Hate to break it to you, but this would just be me bullshitting as someone native from this planet.
Yeah.
But would you say, Dylan, that the people in the Sky Cities, especially now with all the bombings and the long history with the war of the people in the Shadowlands, aren't very trusting of outsiders?
Yes, very much so.
Unfortunately, friends, probably the best reception we're going to receive. My fellow Vegarakians aren't very welcoming of outsiders. They have a long history of strife caused by those who are not of the Sky Cities. A history I did my best to try to end, but it looks like my efforts have been wasted by those in charge.
Yes. Don't worry, though. At least for me, I'm already well accustomed to being blamed for something that the group that I partied with, may or may not have participated in. So, yeah.
So me and Cock might fit in better than others just because we look like we come from the planet, and in my case I do.
Yes. No.
It's true.
Seeing as you...
Cock looks like a freak. Sorry, I just want to say that. He is the most terrifying of us.
I'm very normal.
He's still a beast person, but he's like if you went outside and you saw some dude like on the street sniffing coke off the sidewalk.
He's dressed like a fucking witch doctor, yeah.
So he's like outlandish, but he at least is someone who should be here. Though they might think you belong on the surface, Cock.
Well, seeing as you both are co-captains, essentially, I will leave most of the speaking matters to you, and try not to say something that maybe jeopardizes us all. If I can fucking speak on my own.
This might be a lot to ask of you, Cock, but I do hope that you'll do your best to not royally piss off the people we go to talk to. For I would like to be welcomed back to my home planet, much like I assume you would like to be welcomed back to the Ano fleet.
If those people don't stop me from not having my ship blown up, we're good.
I think we're past that at that point.
Then I see no issues.
The spiritual warrior was protecting you the whole time.
He's still down there, right?
Warrior is cool.
He's gonna be under there forever.
You might wish to dispel him, Devon.
A cleaner comes by and he just fucking slices his head off.
We're off to a great start, and we're still on the ship.
Alright. Well, as you guys finish saying that, you hear... Oh, go ahead.
Did I... I said at the end of last session that I was going to, text Troy, just without any,
yes.
secret messages or anything. Has he responded at all?
He has not responded.
He needs to get his head in the game.
Hey, last time we talked, he specifically told me not to contact him again.
Yeah. Alright, so as that happens, you guys can hear someone coming down the ladder, and you can see that the bodyguard Nar and Timbly Bibbs are helping Lady Wara come down the ladder, and she's got like a blanket over her. She looks quite sick. You think that the hyperdrive travel probably messed with her shadow swell a bit, and they begin sort of limping over. Oh, good, you're all here. I was curious as to what your plan was for the rest of the people on board this ship when you travel off-planet. I assume some will wish to go as well.
For now, we wait to see what the king and his advisors decide to do with us. Are people less in charge? Let me just pull up those notes you sent me again.
And Timbly Bibbs will be like, I've already spoken with some of the crew, and I think Wisp pretty much refused to leave the ship. So that's a thing. I haven't found Leonard.
I don't expect you to.
No, I think he's everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Cog seems okay as a head.
He doesn't want to rip himself out of my ship.
Yeah, he might like stop existing if that happens. And then other than that, Tally, Iron Fury, Ina, they all seem indifferent. I think they'll go if you want them to, otherwise they're pretty cool waiting on the ship. Same with me, to be honest.
I believe, conferring with my co-captain here, I believe it's best that for now the crew focuses on getting the repairs done that are necessary.
Yeah.
And then they can feel free to travel in groups. We have enough communicators, right, for 2 or 3 groups? Did we buy more?
I don't think you bought more, but you had 5, and 1 is with
I could
Reinhardt.
give mine up.
Yeah, I have 5. 1 is with Reinhardt. Me and Cock have 1, right? And then we could give the other 2 so they can have like 2 groups to go do what they want in town, as long as they're ready to get back to the ship at a drop of a hat if we need to leave quickly.
So you're saying like if we do want to take a trip off the ship, we do it together so that we're not, getting in trouble.
Yes, and then also be prepared to come back if necessary rapidly.
And if you do get in trouble, the entire rest of the crew doesn't have to come get you immediately.
It could be also a good way for crew members to build morale amongst themselves, passing in groups.
And a bit of camaraderie. I know I'm kind of one of the original members of this crew, so I've been trying to take up a bit of a leadership position, not stepping on any toes or anything. But
that's right, Timbly. I always appreciate your help.
Yes, well, I myself am quite intrigued to take a look at the market, see what's going on. Maybe I could set up a bit of a potion stand, depending on how long we're planning on staying.
Yes. I suppose we should gather the crew so we can talk about what we're going to be doing here before we leave.
Okay. Do you want to just take everyone back up into the main meeting room and?
I suppose we do it down here in the cargo, just in case someone comes to get us while we're having the meeting.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So you want the whole crew?
Yeah, Leonard doesn't really matter as much, and Cog doesn't have to physically be here because he can hear us at all points.
All right, so Dr. Vault, Dridgy, Bruce Hackman, who's not really part of the crew, but he shows up. Lady Warren, Nar, and Timbly Bibbs are already there. Iron Fury, Tally, Wisp, and Ina all gather around. It's a pretty big cargo hold, so it can hold all of you, but especially with Dr. Vault's makeshift lab, there's a bit less space now, but yeah, it holds all you. You'll stand around, similar to how you did when you came back on board the ship after Jade's whatever
fiasco.
Yeah.
All right, crew. I am very proud of all of you for your level heads and quick thinking and expert skill wrought during our combat on the way down to the surface. We have landed. We have been in contact with the local port authorities, I guess you could call them. They're making sure we didn't do anything illegal by firing our guns and flying into no-fly zones. We have told them we were attacked, and they're validating the statements. So we are waiting to hear from them. Me, Cock, Brock, and Devon all have business together on the planet, as you know, to deal with stuff against Tradus. Bruce, I believe you have your own mission here.
Yeah, I'll be leaving here as soon as all the politics gets taken care of.
are you waiting? Do you require us for a lift off planet, or now that you're here, you're sort of on your own?
Oh yeah, I'll be back. What I'm doing will probably take less time than whatever you're doing, and once I'm done, I can help you out with whatever you need, and then hopefully right back to Aiden Keep.
Gotcha. We have come to a conclusion that you are our crew, and we might need your help with stuff we're doing. We might not, so we decided that, well, we'll need your help. We just don't necessarily know when, so we don't want to tie you all up here on the ship permanently. Some priorities before we let you guys have shore leave, though, would be making sure the ship is up and functional and ready to take off. Damage gets repaired, stuff like that. After that, we have 2 communicators, and I hand one to Tally and one to Iron Fury. Does that sound good? Or do you want me to change that up, guys?
Tally's like, I don't think I need a communicator. Maybe Timbley would be better.
Alright, Timbley and Iron Fury.
We know Timbley's leaving.
True.
Timbley's reliable, though, but yeah, he is not going to be often doing his own thing.
So, one to Timbley, one to Iron Fury, just because she seems like she can handle shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Iron Fury is on top of things, at very least.
So I hand those out. We do just ask that once repairs and stuff are done, that you leave in groups, just in case anything does go wrong. Hopefully it won't. And that you guys be prepared to come back to the ship if needed for either a hasty exit or we need help with something.
Ina puts her hand up.
Ina.
This is all very exciting, and I know you folk are quite the heroes, but do you want to eat before or after you leave?
Do we get like a time estimate, or could I like roll insight to our history to figure out how long it typically takes these bureaucratic processes to last on?
Sure, you can do a history.
With advantage, because I'm from here and I work for the government?
Sure, why not? I'm not going to say that that's going to happen every time you do a history roll, but this is simple enough, I think.
Yeah.
Every roll that I get on this planet.
I'm glad I asked because I got a nat 1 and a 15.
Oh, nice.
Very different.
Do I even live here?
What the fuck?
So a 15.
15. Okay. It depends on the situation, who they're contacting, that sort of thing. You suspect, because you gave the Aarakocra the name Erebus, you suspect it won't take that long, because you know that not everyone knows that name, but that name,
will grease the wheels in our favor.
Yeah.
It probably won't take too long. Maybe like a quick sandwich or something. It's not the best use of your skills, but
if you want, I could make some sort of ready-to-take meals or something like that. You can take along with you snacks and those sort of things.
That would be amazing.
All right. Should I get started on that, just in case?
If you don't mind, Ina.
All right.
Are we out of stale mix?
No. I'll put some in your pack specifically.
Thank you.
Captain or commander, whichever one you are.
May I add one more thing before our meeting concludes?
Of course. I see the floor.
I just wanted to say that since we are all part of a crew, that if you are to go out onto this planet, that you keep in mind that it is not just you are representing our entire crew. And given the hostile approach that we have already received from entering the planet, I think it's best we be on the reserved end and be as respectful as possible. I know we're all adults here, but I just wanted to make sure that it was added that, once again, it is not just you're representing, it is this entire crew. So please keep that in mind in your further discussions if you do go out on the planet. Thank you very much.
That also reminds me, just some custom rules, not like custom as in unique rules just because we're here, as in more like customary stuff that happens on this planet, just as a heads up. Weapons are, if I'm interpreting this right, what you sent me, Dylan, weapons are allowed, but just not on like the transportation between islands, and you have to pay for permits for that ahead of time.
Yes, if you're going to be traveling between islands, you just have to pay a slight fee for the weapons you take.
So I share that information. Weapons while allowed to transport between. We do ask that our ship we won't fly our ship again probably till we leave planet. We do ask to keep the skies clear just for the flying members of our society here. There are specific airships to go between islands, and if you do take weapons with you, you just have to pay a fee to take them with you ahead of time. And just because most likely we know Tratus's minions are on the surface, and that's also where the underworld reigns supreme, and there's not very much law and order unless you perchance happen into some of the lands controlled by the tribes. So just stay on the islands is my request, unless you are going with us to confront the Minotaur. That is all, unless there are any more questions.
Tally's like, yeah, I don't think there's a situation which, I would definitely not like to go to the lowlands. I've heard stories. It's a mess down there. No offense.
Oh, none taken. I spent 10 years trying to combat that mess, and I did jack shit, apparently. It was actually like 20% better by the time I left, but it looks like because I left, the government squandered all the opportunity I gave them and headway we were making, and it's worse now.
Batman took a decade off.
Well, I did it for a decade, and then I left for like a year to work for the Ring Fleet.
Oh, true.
And then it just went to shit.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, Timbley's like, all right, well, with all that said, he puts his hand out.
Is he like going for a handshake, like a salute? What?
Yeah, Iron Fury puts their hands out.
Heil Hitler.
Everybody starts Heil Hitlering, but they're all stacking on top of each other.
Or is he asking for the communicator, which I already handed him?
No, they're just doing a...
Is this like a team break symbol?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone put your hands in, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Then put your hands out, and then put your hands in, and then you shake them all over.
All right, so everyone except for Bruce and Nar. I love that name. Nar. They all put their hands in.
All right, guys.
And I guess not Ina either, because she's cooking. And Bronze Phoenix on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bronze Phoenix!
All
right, everyone's fucking pumped up.
Do I need to roll something as the commander for morale?
Sure, you can do a charisma roll.
We all get inspiration.
Sure, you can all have inspiration.
Oh, yeah.
Inspiration, yeah. Let's see what this charisma says. No. Let's just leave it at the inspiration.
Okay.
Nat 1 on charisma.
I definitely didn't get a 2.
Alright, so the people that are for sure coming with you, Dr. Vault obviously wants to go with you. She's got experiments to do. Dridgy is going to come along, Bruce. And then I'm going to leave this up to Andrew. Do you want Lady Wara to come along, or do you want to leave her on the ship?
Yeah, she should come along, at least while we're up here.
Alright, so Lady Wara and Nar will tag along. Oh, Nar. Alright.
No.
So, now that your guys' meeting has come to a conclusion, you have like sort of a moment to actually take a look around in the area that you're in, and you see that the sort of the dock itself that your ship is sat inside is a hub of all kinds of ships, you know, of various designs. A lot of them are Ring Fleet ships, so I'm not sure what that means. The interior is a mix of like a shiny, glassy silver stone, and the windows are huge windows all around. You can see openings for where ships can come and go. And the strange thing is, strange to everyone except for Erebus, the roof of the place you're in is like lustrous tree leaves. And you can see that there are like massive trees that come up and basically create the roof or the ceiling above you. You've never seen a building like this before.
Whoa! Doc, it's your first look at nature. I assume it's like naturally grown and like in the shape of a building, or is it like a building designed to look like a tree?
So you guys probably would have had a brief look at it while you were like crash landing into this place, but basically, yeah, it is a massive tree that has had a hangar built into it like a tree house.
Gotcha. It's your first look at what greenery in nature looks like, Cock. The most of it does not have a hangar built into it. I don't want to hype you up and like disappoint you when you see like a regular tree.
Hangars aren't naturally spawning?
No, they are not. This is man-made inside of a tree.
Oh.
You can also see the guards that are stationed outside your ship, kind of like 20 feet away, sort of just watching, keeping an eye out. And you can see they're wearing like these form-fitting armor that cover their entire body, providing protection. The armor is composed of natural-looking materials, making them look like bark warriors or something, and each guard has a customly crafted helmet, each created to fit around the head of the humanoid animal creature that they are. You see a particular Loxodon with a ridiculous-looking helmet. Each of them have a clear visor, so you can see their eyes, and they can see you very clearly. And adorning the guards' shoulders and chest plates are embroidered insignias representing their affiliation with the Vegarakian government and their rank, and these symbols are woven in with like a flora thread, and they stand tall, broad shoulders, equipped with high-tech weaponry, their eyes constantly scanning around, taking a look, their hands never fall from their rifles. And then a familiar Aarakocra begins to approach, and you can hear him sort of coming around from an office. Yes, sir, I know. Okay, yes, sir, will do. Thank you. And if you see him, tell His Majesty... hello?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
No respect.
And then you see this sort of white eagle Aarakocra with the goggles that you saw last time. He approaches, sort of straightens his outfit. Erebus, eh? Yes, there are certain people that wish to speak with you. Come.
Yes, my companions will be joining us. That's not a problem.
Yes, we will take your companions to basically the waiting room for the airships, but I think you're going to want to see this by yourself.
I look around, I just nod at them, knowing that if something goes wrong...
we got your back.
I could get myself out of there pretty easily, but also they got my back.
Hell yeah.
All right.
You start walking off.
So basically, some of the guards come up and like escort the rest of the party. So Cock, Brack, Devon, Dr. Vault, Lady Wara, Nar, Bruce Hackman, and Drigi. And you guys all are led off to another room. Whereas Erebus, you follow you assume some sort of like welcome employee through the corridor into the communications chamber, and you find yourself in a dimly lit circular room with metallic walls displaying holographic screens, terminals emitting soft pulsating lights, and in the center, a large circular table holds a holographic projector giving off a vibrant blue glow. The table is surrounded by comfortable chairs, and as the door sort of closes behind you with the Aarakocra outside, there you see a holographic image that is of a Ravenkin Kenku. The Kenku, dressed in dark form-fitting spy robes, appears translucent and flickers slightly, a telltale sign of the holographic projections. His sharp avian features and piercing eyes seem to penetrate your very essence, and you immediately recognize this Kenku as your former mentor, Umbra.
Umbra, it's good to see you again.
You also clock a small arcane device on the side of his neck, which you know to be a translator. Because most Kenkus, or all Kenkus, can only speak using voices that they've heard other people say or things other people say. But on Vegarak, there have been inventions, magical inventions that Kenkus in the Sky Cities use, allowing them to speak a more consistent form of common. And you hear him say, "So it is true. You've returned to Vegarak. It appears all your years of training went to waste. You are a fool."
For returning to my home, or for appearing in such a reckless way?
The holographic image flickers occasionally, adding to the tension of the moment. "You understand why you being here is a problem, yes, Crow?"
I do. There are those who will do a lot of damage trying to get to me.
Yes, and not only does your presence mean danger for you, to give your code name up so easily, these actions put everyone you love at risk. You know the stakes. Your recklessness could cost innocent lives.
And I know they already are at risk. My father missing, my sister gone. I've done a very good job keeping them safe.
Ah, well, your presence will help that. No, it will only attract more trouble to them. The Shadow Collective. They lurk ever closer to the Sky Cities.
They won't hesitate to strike if they discover you're alive.
I know. But it's a risk I'm gonna have to take. Kratos' agents, I assume you know of Kratos. Intelligence reaches far and wide.
The Pirate Lord, waging a war against a galaxy.
He has an agent here in the labyrinth.
As you say that, he puts one wing out, as if, like, stop speaking.
I stop.
He sort of just eyes you.
There is no one here any longer that can help you, Oedipus. You'll be fighting the collective by yourself.
And as he speaks, Ancient Umbra's holographic form gestures with precision, his movements fluid and deliberate. He's trying to get you to listen.
Is he using thieves' code to say anything?
He's definitely giving you like a "don't give me any specifics" sort of code with his movements.
Gotcha.
I know you have your connections on the planet Crow, but this is bigger than you realize. Their influence has grown so quickly. They won't hesitate to exploit any vulnerability, any connection to you. You must keep those that you love most safe. The fact that I've given you this audience was out of pure curiosity alone.
I see. I assume at some point in our travel, after we asked Reinhardt to do it, he created another copy of all the information we gathered.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do like a thieves' code sleight of hand where he can see it, but like no one else can, of me like hiding the information, quite clearly being like, you need to look at this, but obviously we are not safe enough to deliberately share information.
Okay, yeah, give me a sleight of hand roll.
Fucking 20.
Oh, shit.
Sure. So 35.
35. All right, so without even like moving, you basically just like sort of slightly toss the disc into the terminal. Nobody would notice it except for him, and your passive perception picks up on his eyes. Definitely move as if he's realized what you've done.
I know how you feel. I know you want to protect your family. But we had a plan.
We did. But what's happened is truly the most insane thing you'll ever hear. And as you know, no plan survives contact with the enemy. And I definitely met the enemy.
Give me an insight roll.
18.
The Kenku in front of you wishes so desperately to say something, but he is holding himself back.
You have a noble heart, young one. But sometimes nobility blinds us to the dangers that lie ahead. But it is clear you no longer need me to tell you how to act. If you're determined to see this through, I will do what I can. Just remember, the Shadow Council thrives on the vengeance's impulsive vengeance. Sorry, I got that backwards. These actions
little glitch
could doom you, yeah. But still, you must stay true to yourself at the end of the day. Promise me you will be cautious, that you'll think of the consequences before rushing ahead, like you used to do as a young boy.
I try my best to think of the consequences, as you taught me, but my new traveling companions oft make it difficult.
Basically, like, I can't control them.
And just one person specifically, you know who I'm talking about.
Mr. Payday 2.
Yeah. But I am also fully aware I charged straight into hell without a plan to save a city that I've known for 2 days.
And that was fucking awesome.
And you also know I've always thought better on my feet than some long-winded plan made by those who couldn't see what was in front of them.
Aye, this is true. Listen, I will have to pull some strings here at the HQ. Word travels fast in the world of spies. Your return will have eyebrows raising all over Vegarok, not just in Olympia. And it won't be long before they start digging. There is a fee to get on board the airship. I will take care of that for you. Marin will send a credit chip your way. And as he says that, literally a ding, and a little piece of metal sticks out of the terminal.
I grab it.
Okay. That'll get you to Olympia. From there, it's on you to find me. No more communication from here on out. Stay off the airwaves. You are still dead, Erebus. Let's do what we can to keep it that way.
Is there like... I know I gave up my disguise kit to bring back my dear friend Devon.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be...
Is he physically able to use mine since he already knows like how to use it?
You have a disguise kit in your inventory, you mean?
Yeah.
If you have one,
a physical thing.
Oh,
I'll check.
If you have one, he can use it. If it's like an item in your inventory.
I'll check what the ability exactly does.
Oh yeah, you might be able to cast a spell on him.
My other idea was I still have that blackguard suit, but that would make me stick out.
Even more.
The worst of the worst.
It is as you say, mentor. And I sort of pull out my thieves' code and just disable it until I need it again in a desperate moment.
It's like when you turn your phone off.
Yeah, essentially. I've just like turned it off, but I'm gonna do like a sleight of hand to make it better than turning it off. Also like disable tracking and shit like that, GPS location.
Okay, it kind of naturally does that anyway, because it'd be pretty shitty if all spies could know where all spies are at all times. But
True.
Yeah,
You get what I mean.
I got your coordinates, buddy.
And then I drop my communication device that I have, one of our 4 remaining ones, and just stomp it under my foot.
nice. He nods as you do this, and the holographic image of the Kenku fades slightly before regaining its clearly... The signal is weak for some reason. There's a disruption. And then the bird's head turns away from you for a moment.
We've spoken too long. Remember, Crow, trust only those you deem worthy. The shadows can be both a friend and a foe.
Indeed. I don't even say indeed. I just nod at him and sort of turn off the device.
Okay. And as you're going to turn it off, again, there's something he wants to say to you, but he obviously is not going to do it over the communication. And he just says, right when you're about to press the button,
"It's good to see you, kid."
and then... And with those words, the holographic image of your old friend fades away completely, leaving you to contemplate what all this means, what role you play in the greater picture of the Shadow Collective and Vegarok in general. All right, Erebus, what would you do?
Is there like a vent or something, or like some secret way I could get out of here without the guard knowing?
Yeah, there's a vent.
I would like to go through it.
All right, so you run over towards the vent, start pulling it off. Give me a dexterity roll, an acrobatics roll.
Perfect. I'm still pretty good at that. 22.
All right, so literally the second you turn the thing off, you clock that there's a vent in the corner, and you sprint over to it. And basically, as you're pulling the vent off, and you're basically leaping inside at the same time, and then putting the thing back on, you hear the door open. So, how was the... hello? There's no teleportation device in here, you hear, as you start crawling through the vent. Alright. Meanwhile, in the waiting area, you guys, the rest of the party, Devon, Cock including, you are escorted to a sort of, like, seating arrangement. It's a spacious room with wooden walls and polished stone floors. The air smells really good in here. It carries the scent of the oak tree that you're sort of sat inside of. And there's a bit of murmurs of conversations here and there as various employees speak to each other in the background. There's also a few travelers, you assume, that are also trying to get on an airship. Probably trying to get to Olympia, but maybe to another sky city. And at the center of the room stands a large circular desk, serving as the check-in counter. Behind it, a receptionist dressed in a crisp green uniform greets you with a warm smile. A black furred tabaxi that is not Erebus. Their attire consists of a tailor green suit with golden accents, symbolizing that they are an official of some sort. And their uniform also bears that emblem of the Vekarakian government. And you see all this. Bruce immediately walks over.
Wow, it smells great in here.
I love the walls.
Lady War is like, yes, I've always loved Vekarak. It's a beautiful planet when it's not being destroyed by its people.
Yeah, that sucks. They're doing that shit. I mean, can't we all just get along?
Devon and Cock, why don't you guys give me perception checks?
Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Nat 20 plus 8, 28.
Oh my god.
19.
Okay, so basically what happens is, well, I'll let you guys decide. Which one of you do you think would have been looking out the window more likely?
Probably Nick.
Yeah, because you're leading. I'm going to kind of pass off most of the speaking shit to you, Cock, so I'll just kind of I'll look out the window.
So yeah, you're sort of whistling to yourself, casually looking out the window, and then you notice something. You sort of tap Cock on the shoulder. Look, look. You both sort of walk over to the window. The clouds outside, heading in the direction of the Sky City. You can see Olympia in the distance. This big city with massive walls around it, floating on a rock somehow. Floating on an island, I should say, not just a rock. It's just a single pebble holding the whole city up. The clouds around that area are completely purple. It is very weird. And you can see, like, in the distance, in the lowlands, like, purple tornadoes spinning around.
Are any of these weather formations similar to what we saw when we came down to the planet?
That is a good question. Why don't you give me a nature check?
Nature, you got it. 18.
18. Okay, so the clouds in the upper atmosphere that you were sort of traveling through were not this color. It is specifically the ones above the lowlands, near sort of on the same level as the Sky Cities, that are purple.
Okay.
I suppose neither of you would know if that's natural to the planet, but you don't think it is. It looks really weird.
Aki is very suspicious, but he doesn't have anyone to ask until Erebus gets back.
Right. Well, there's a receptionist you can ask. Meanwhile, speaking of which, you can hear Bruce talking to them like, "Oh, welcome, traveler. Can I get you set up with the ticket?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I got it."
Yeah. Fuck it.
I'll go over to the receptionist.
I'll kind of just stand behind Cock for moral support.
The other crew members begin sitting down in chairs, waiting for the grown-ups to do the talking. All right. So as you walk over, you hear them say, "I'll just need names of who's coming, a list of any weapons you will be bringing with you. Non-disclosed weaponry will incur a large fine and potential arrests, depending on what it is. And we have a list of things that are absolutely not allowed under any circumstances, like bombs, RPGs, soul-destroying blades, arrows of demon kind, that sort of thing."
It's a good thing we don't have any of those. Ha 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 ha. Am I right?
Yeah.
Bruce punches
High
you. Not hard, just like in the chest, like shut up.
I go flying in.
You go out the window.
Into the purple cloud.
Clouds normal.
Alright, you get sucked into a tornado. Alright, so the receptionist hands a small, or they hold a small handheld device similar to the data pads you've seen on, the Starforge and stuff, and they begin to type in information. I assume you just give them all the names of the people with you.
Yeah, I also want to look at the list of contraband weapons.
Okay, let me check your inventory to see if there's anything that would immediately as you're sort of looking through the list, you see like cannons listed, and you think that your plasma cannon would probably fall under that category.
Okay. I'll pull it out and I'm just like, "Is this legal?"
You pull it off, like it's like heavily strapped onto your back.
Yeah.
You swing it over to the front. Oh,
Just
my
flop it on the desk.
goodness.
What do I do with this?
The Paxi is in shock. Oh, well, this is a beautiful weapon.
Thank you.
Well, we have a locker. We can lock it up for you until you return. Just keep the city safe and all that. Otherwise, you could, I don't know, sell it to somebody. Not that they'll be able to bring it with them, so I don't know who would buy it right now, but, you know.
Yeah, if you could keep it in a locker, that would be great.
All right. She, like, walks out of her little booth and, like, shows you over to another corner room, opens it up. It's, like, 3 locks she has to unlock, and then she opens up, and then there's, like, literally a mile of just, like, big lockers. Okay, I'll have to find one that's open. Do any of your crewmates have any weapons that they shouldn't bring with them?
I'd pull out the return ring. Would this be acceptable to bring onto the planet?
Oh, that'll be fine. There'll be a little bit of a fee added on to the ticket, but a weapon like that won't be much. I have to
Sounds good.
I should be the only one, but
What about my antimatter rifle?
Yeah. You're not here quite yet. We'll see. We'll get to that moment when we get there. All right. The only person that walks up is the black-suited bodyguard, and Lady War is sort of next to him. They're sort of interlocked, arm in arm. Okay, just get rid of them. And you can see, like, the armor opens up on the sides, and you can see, like, 4 pistols. He pulls them off, holds them out to the woman. Oh, no, those are fine. Just a bit of a fee. No, I don't want him to have them.
it's like 46 bombs.
She's like, all right, I'll take those. All right. She puts them in a basket. All right, and then his leg compartments open up, and you can see 2 large blades. No, I swear, we don't need those. No, it's fine, it's fine. Holds them out. They take them, put him in a basket, and then the back of his helmet opens up, and literally a mine comes out, like a landmine that you would set. He hands it out. Oh, yes, that we will be taking. Very gently, that is. Slowly puts it in the basket.
Careful, it's active.
And then it closes up. All right, well, is that everything? Yes, I just don't want to pay any of those fines. I don't want to have to put that burden on people. And then they begin to walk away. Oh, well, he was quite interesting. Very brooding. All right, well, with that, she closes the door and begins to lock it up. I am having a stroke. And walks back over towards her booth. All right, well, and then with a sort of a courteous nod. Once the weapons are all locked up and dealt with, the employee retrieves a sleek metallic ticket, enough for the whole crew, sort of stacks them on the desk, and the ticket has an airship symbol on it featuring holographic elements that like come up 3D style and animate, showing a ship flying to an island. And then with a nod, you will be at Gate 4 to Olympia. Enjoy your trip.
Thank you. Also, are big purple clouds normal here?
Oh, no. It's a strange sickness in the air, she says.
Great. Sounds good, thank you.
And as this is happening, crawling through a vent, Erebus, you can hear your friends talking down below you.
Does it look like everyone's distracted so they wouldn't see me drop down?
If you go back a bit into the hallway, you could probably act as if you're just walking in.
Yes, let's do that.
All right, give me a stealth roll. And then you guys can roll perception on the off chance that you somehow see him.
26.
I got a 22.
6.
Alright, let's see if one important spots. 26, huh? Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. Alright, so you just very slightly open the vent, put your legs down, you sort of claw onto the wall, or claw onto the ceiling rather, put the vent back, drop down, dust the vent dust off you, and stride in.
Nice.
Can I look over and see Erebus walk in and just give him a slight nod, but not draw too much attention to him?
Yeah.
All right, bet.
I assume at this point Erebus like has his hood up.
Yep.
And trying to cover his face as much as possible.
I stride over to the lady.
Okay.
Pull out the
there.
credit.
You just place it on the.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, okay then.
She takes it, and then give me an insight roll.
Best. 10.
Okay. In Thieves' Cant, she says,
Best hide that weapon before you get on the airship.
and then she puts the credits away and holds out a ticket.
I take it. I thought I was already hiding it. I sort of shift my cloak, and then all of a sudden the gun's like underneath the cloak.
Okay. Yeah, you pretty much were hiding it, but she's just like, be extra careful. And that was her way of saying, you can keep your weapon.
Gotcha.
All right.
Because she like recognized the chip as like government or something.
Something like that, yeah. It was some sort of official money. All right, so you guys have your tickets. I assume you sort of have to walk outside a bit to head to where the gates are, and you can see some airships beginning to come towards, and there's a few already parked. But you gather your party. Drigi, this is exciting, coming back to the place where my people roam free. I mean, not that we don't roam free on the fleet, it's just, she sort of like nervously looks towards Lady Wara.
It is quite all right, Drigi. You do not have to be so nervous around me.
Oh, no, I'm not nervous.
Would her race be more on like the lowlands or more up in the Sky City?
Definitely in the Sky Cities. Loxodons
Gotcha.
are far more pompous than... But she probably doesn't know that.
I'm just like glaring at her like, yeah, right.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, for sure, Drigi, good job.
I'm going to approach Cock and sort of like whisper to him, like stealthily. I'm trying to do this like inconspicuously, like it doesn't appear like I'm with them.
Okay, you stand back to back.
Yeah, I don't know, just some way that makes it look like. And then
there's a vending machine. You walk up to it, and Cock sort of stood out in front of it, and you pretend that you're getting something from the vending machine and just talk.
No, I don't pretend. I get something. I have to make it realistic. I get something.
By the way, speaking of which, so you can. It'll be 2 silver if you want to get something from the vending machine.
Yeah.
The tickets. I don't know who's paying for this. I assume just the crew funds. It's gonna be 575 gold.
That round trip or one way?
That is round trip. You can come back with the ticket.
Okay.
You're stuck there.
Yeah, crew funds, I say.
Yeah,
How much was it again?
575.
575.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we'll have 815 left? 810 left, right?
Yeah, 10.
Dang, I forgot you guys spent all your gambling money.
Yeah.
All right.
But we now have a magic rucksack that we'll start putting loot in and just start selling shit.
True. I forgot about that. All right.
But 10% goes to the crew, I think.
I think it's 5%.
We didn't write down their contract, but...
I thought we
I
it.
wrote it down. I just don't have it immediately in front of me.
Fair enough.
All right.
Oh.
You guys go outside?
Yeah, I buy like a thing of milk because I'm a cat.
Okay. You start licking your milk.
Meow.
It comes in a bowl.
That's a little bit more humiliating than I thought it would be.
Yeah, they're kind of condescending doing that. Oh, you're a cat. Here's your little bull bitch boy.
I essentially say to Cock, as stealthily as I can, which I will roll for, to use his magic, where he can like get in my mind, and then like I can put my hand out in front of me while I'm like drinking or something, and we can like communicate mentally.
Okay.
I just like sort of I'm like going to drink the milk. I'm like I said mind link, and I sort of walk away from him.
It's my favorite flavor of milk.
Nitra.
We do the like connection dance.
All right. So you're in each other's heads.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll sit down somewhere because I'm blind as shit while I'm looking through his eyes.
Okay.
And then I'm like, I spoke to my mentor. I like relay the conversation I had essentially. Spoke to my mentor. I put my family and everyone I care about on this planet in danger by coming back. I need to disguise myself again. I need to stay out of sight. I'll do my best to not really interact with them. But once we get to Olympia, we need to find my mentor. And the place I suggest we look is where we first met each other, which was like, it's in a shadier part of, well, as shady as you can get in the capital city, right?
Okay. Probably in like the arts district.
Just like DC.
Yeah, just where like I was some dumb kid sticking up for something, doing something right, and he just saw something in me that he could train into being something better than me wasting my life trying to.
Yeah, probably in Trade Alley. That there's definitely some criminal scum in there trying to do some shit. All right.
I'm gonna ask if he has anything magical or otherwise that I could use to help disguise myself. Cock.
So my ability is specifically disguise self. Can I disguise myself in his mind?
No. No.
No, that's breaking the rules.
That is magic bending for sure.
I then ask him to like ask around the people who came with us if they have anything I could use discreetly, if you can, and also that I've destroyed my communicator just because I wanted to prevent ways for the Shadow Collective to track me. I don't know if I've really explained ever what I've done in my past to anyone, but the fact
You've only told them your name.
I'm gonna ask him to look over at me for a second.
I look over at him.
I cast disguise self on myself to put like a band over my eyes and give myself like a blind person walking stick, and then you see me like poorly making my way over to the rest of the group, trying to use him as my eyes so that I don't slam into anybody.
And I now pretend to be watching amused as I like drink milk at this blind turtle stumbling around. I'm not pretending, I am amused, but
Yeah. Lady War's like, are you all right, Cocculus? What happened?
My eyes, they're gone.
What? How? You sat for a moment.
Someone took my eyes. And then I whisper in her head from through Erebus's head into hers. Like, hey, do you have anything Erebus could use to disguise himself?
Well, can she? Yeah, she can respond. She has the spell. She goes, I see. I do have a kit with me. I used it. Anyway, yes, he can borrow it if he would like.
I give him the thumbs up without looking at him.
I assume it's important.
Yes, it is. I'll just yoink.
All right, she holds it out to you.
Thank you.
Very basic kit.
I get up.
Looks like it's already been used once or twice.
I get up and start heading to the bathroom and like bump into him
This
accidentally,
is awesome.
and just sort of like take it and start walking past.
Meanwhile,
who took my eyes.
Meanwhile, Devon's watching this. Like, why does Erebus not like us anymore? What the fuck?
Yeah, man. We're beefing now, I guess. Shit.
I watched Jamal leave, and now Erebus is leaving too.
Can I roll sleight of hand to see how well that goes?
Yeah.
I'll sleight of hand too.
Okay. The exchange.
22. Nope, sorry, I forgot I had a 15. 27.
Fucking hell.
23.
All right. People definitely look over as this happens, but they don't notice the exchange. People are like, this turtle is being annoying.
Then I'm
To
gonna
make it
head
more
into-
believable, I'm gonna like turn around, annoyed, and then turn back around and like trip over a bench.
All right. At this point, Dridgy comes over and starts helping you like walk along. I don't know what you're doing, but I trust you.
I'm
My
gonna
eyes.
duck into a bathroom stall.
All right, you duck into a bathroom. You walk in. There are like individual stalls you can get to, but as you're walking in, you just hear the loudest piss you've ever heard. And there's this massive Loxodon man with a huge belly, just and you just run into the stall to get away.
Perfect.
Pissing all by yourself, handsome.
No, it's crazy that my sleight of hand modifier is plus 15.
Sir, have you been pissing tonight?
All right, as he's getting disguised, and you can decide what you're gonna look like. Cock and Devon, give me perception checks.
14.
14.
12.
12. All right. What do you look like, Erebus?
I'm sort of golden. My fur that was once black is now like gold styled. I've Well, I think what's really going to sell this, I'm going to make myself look more lion-like than I already did with my big ass beard. No one knows I have this lion's mane now, so I think that's going to be my selling point.
Yeah.
I'm going to like use it, color it red like a lion's mane, make myself golden like a lion.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, roll a stealth to see how convincing it is. It's probably going to be quite good. Yeah. That dwarf thing is part of the reason why Dr. Vault is very distrusting of you.
So I rolled a 16 on the die plus 10 for a 26.
All right. So you come out of the stall. You look at yourself in the mirror, a brand new tabaxi.
And I've also like put contacts in my eyes, so they are, I don't know what color, they were green before, so they're now like yellow, because that's like a typical cat eye color.
Do you do anything to adjust the outfit you're wearing?
I can't really, just because my armor...
Ah, yes. Your armor and your gun is hiding under your cloak.
Not only that, but my armor is literally, I cannot remove it.
Oh, yeah, true. Alright, so you're looking at yourself in the mirror. The Loxodon is now washing his hands. Oh, he looks back at you. It was quite the piss.
Sure it was.
Wait, weren't you... Whatever, I'm seeing things. I'm going dizzy.
You must have lost too much
got him
fluid,
hallucinating.
Better go get a drink of water.
Yeah, maybe some milk. He walks towards the door. Opens up.
As
that happens, as the door opens up, Erebus, give me a perception check.
Nat 1.
All right. What would you like to do? Is the rest of the party leaving or waiting for Erebus? Because it seems like he wants to be like away from the group, but
yeah, because he knows how to meet up with us again, and we don't want to be like, we came in as a crew, and then we have this just new person just leaving with us. So I don't know, Cock. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll leave. The outside of this area has enough space to summon the Wardus, right?
I don't know.
I'm gonna get stuck immediately.
I'll say this. You could. It is also a platform connected to a tree, so there is a very likely chance that you break the platform from the weight of the giant Wardus, but I'll let you gauge whether you want to take that risk or not. But basically, you guys, you think about this as you guys move as a party towards the exit, and you're immediately, everyone except for Cock, who's currently blinded himself, is greeted by a sight of both captivation and, I don't even know if that's a word, and a very unsettling scene. As I said before, the sky above the lowlands is a canvas of swirling purple hue, a mesmerizing dance of clouds, intermingled with streaks of shimmering silver and blue flashes of electric light off in the distance. Very strange for a planet that has not had rain for, half a decade now. And then suddenly, your attention is drawn to a figure perched atop a nearby observation platform. A owlin, so basically an owl Aarakocra, stands with a pair of binoculars pressed up against their beak-like nose, studying the peculiar weather phenomenon as their feathers rustle gently in the breeze. They sort of turn towards you, noting the large group exiting, and they begin to walk over. Ah! Travelers! Have you seen the marvels unfolding above our heads? The purple clouds, the ethereal glow? It's simply extraordinary.
Yes, I have.
Extraordinary is a word for it, but kind of freaky, to be honest.
Well, yes, something strange is clearly going on, but the idea of discovering what it could be, I could become a hero.
The bird creature extends their wing out, holding the binoculars.
Take a peek through the lenses and witness the beauty for yourself.
I'm gonna grab it, take my blindfold off, and my eyes are just gouged out in my disguise. And I'm gonna look through the binoculars anyway.
Oh my.
So can you see through them? Or are you still blinded because of the spell that with Erebus?
Yeah, before I do that, I'm gonna tell Erebus that I'm taking my eyes back, and if Pinball Machine answers him to tell me, and then I'll take it back and keep the disguise
Pinball
on.
machine? My mentor.
Pimbo.
Who's Pimbo?
He's the special ops that you guys didn't hire.
The dude on
Gotcha.
Thieves.
I think you
Thieves
sent him a message
Snapchat.
at
But
the end of.
yeah.
To distract the owl while this is all happening, I'm just gonna try and make small talk with them. Like, oh, so are you like a meteorologist or whatnot? Perhaps you could look over here and not at the person with binoculars.
All right, give me a deception check.
Deception.
You know what?
Deception.
I forgot.
I got a 4.
4. Okay. You're not really distracting them. They're still looking towards the turtle. Well, I've been studying tornadoes and of various kinds since I was a young girl, and quite frankly, the fact that I've had a chance to use this skill on Vegarok of all places, it's quite exciting. The unusual cloud formations, they shift with sentient energy, spectacle similar to that of the floating islands. So perhaps if they begin to produce rain, I may start to believe in a greater purpose in all of this. That is what this planet needs most.
I mean, you already are almost serving a greater purpose. It seems like you're following something that has inspired you for your entire life. So I think there's pride to be taken in that for certain.
Yeah, you can see Dr. Vault definitely paying attention to the Owlin, but keeping quiet as to not disrupt the moment. But she's clocking everything that they're saying. And then Bronwyn says, "Yes, and I will continue to do research." All right, so Cock, you bring the binoculars. So just to confirm, you can see, right?
I can physically see. It
Okay.
just looks
It's
like
just
I don't
the
have eyes to
disguise
everyone else. Yeah.
Right, okay. So the blind man pulls the binoculars up to his eyes. And the view magnifies for you, and you observe the tornadoes twisting, churning in the distance. Purple, swirling power morphing, pulling dirt up into the air, throwing around items. You're not sure what you're looking at, like maybe some sort of creature, just throwing it around with this uncanny grace. It's mesmerizing to you, and you notice nearby where you're looking a large stone tower. You don't see anyone around it, although there's no windows on this tower, at least none that you can see. And it just
Is the
keeps
tower
going.
on the ground or up?
Yes, it is down on the ground in the lowlands. And this tornado just swirls nearby. My name is Bronwyn, by the way, just in case you were curious. I don't mean to push myself on you or anything like that, but I'm so intrigued I need to share this with somebody, you know?
Yeah, well, pleasure to make your acquaintance, Bronwyn. I go by many names, but the name that you can call me is Yerub.
Yerub! Oh my. Another deception check. What a beautiful name.
15.
Well, it is nice to meet you, Yerub. And then she looks back at Cock. Are you blind?
Sometimes.
Deception check.
What was her name again? I did the Midwestern thing where I hear someone's name and then instantly forget it.
It's Bronwyn.
Bronwyn, okay.
As in Bron didn't win. Let's go. No.
Got him!
Fuck you, LeBron.
Let's go XQC. 17.
17. Oh, strange affliction. Must be some sort of magic.
Someone took my eyes when we were getting tickets. It wasn't fun.
So, what do you make of it? Do you think there is something more beneath the surface of this display? I have a feeling these weather anomalies are a product of pollution going on in the lowlands. The damn cyber company. For all the good they've done for the galaxy, they sure do leave behind a mess.
Indeed, it seems to be located specifically around these cities. Do you know what that tower is?
She takes the binoculars, looks for herself. You hear, and you can see Druji sort of tapping her foot. We should probably be heading to our gate now, huh? Of course. Don't let me stop you.
Well, Bronwyn, it's always nice to connect with someone, and I hope that you find the passion that you are looking for, but I hope you keep up your work in observing these fields. Because it is
I'd love to hear
truly
more
an
about
intriguing
this,
path.
some other time.
Well, my journey will no doubt lead me to the lowlands, so if you find yourself there, perhaps we meet again. It was brilliant to meet you. I have not, I don't mean to be so brass, but I have not met an orc before.
Yes, I get that quite a bit, and I appreciate that you don't seem to hold the sentiments that
Oh, of course not.
Menti, who have not interacted with my kind, have presented towards me.
There are many people that have so many opinions in this galaxy. I know that you are not the one that decided to start a war. You are your own person. Not to be condescending or anything.
No, I get it.
Sometimes I get frustrated with how people treat the Megru races like they all decided to be evil. It's a shame.
You know him from Megru, though. Interesting.
Well, I suppose there could be other places you're from, but Megru is where I know most orcs to be from.
Yes, well, I don't mean to be condescending in my own way, but be sure not to pass judgment on where or where not a certain demographic may have come from.
Ah, yes. I will check my privilege in the future. Thank you.
No worries. Just wanted to let you know.
Of course. Good luck on your journey, adventurers. She grabs her binoculars back and walks away. Now,
Have a very anomaly day, I say, standing in the wrong direction.
Drigi and Dr. Vault are now both tapping their foot. All right, on we go, Bruce Hackman says, just so you know, that's who's saying stuff. And you guys start heading towards your gate. Meanwhile, back inside the bathroom.
I realize
Erebus.
I have inspiration. Can I re-roll that perception check?
Yes, you may, if you would like to use your inspiration there.
I would. 14 plus 7, 21.
Yep. All right. So in that moment, you sort of give it a double listen. As the Loxodon leaves the bathroom, the door opens up. You can hear outside the voice of the Aarakocra. Search the building. Put guards on every exit. We cannot let him go without knowing what he found out. You hear that, and then the door closes. So he's somewhere in the hallway.
Is there a window or vent I could exit through?
There is a vent, although you could tell from where you were traveling through before, these vents aren't in the same section, so you don't know where this leads.
I guess I'll exit through the door. I'm not trying to stealth, because that would be weird, and like, why is this dude stealthing? He's just coming out of the bathroom.
Okay.
But I'm going to try to not draw
Act
attention
natural.
to I'm trying to fly casual, as we keep saying.
You're trying to act like you're supposed to be there.
Exactly.
All right, give me a deception check.
Not my best stat.
I don't think we've ever used deception at any point else in the campaign, and we've used it like 5 times already today.
Trust no one.
Sorry, that went off my desk. Re-rolling. 16.
16. All right. So you open the door, just sort of walk out. Are you heading towards the exit?
I'm headed towards my flight.
All right, you start walking. And yeah, as you're sort of turning to walk down the hallway you came from, you clock the Aarakocra yelling at a couple guards in the background moving to doors, checking rooms, and you just just a different tabaxi, lol. And you walk out the building.
I definitely feel like the beard is going to help. People don't think a tabaxi is going to have a fucking lion's mane of a beard.
Yeah, you just look like a mixed breed, basically, which are relatively rare, but, you know, people aren't going to be like, hold on, he's different. We need to arrest him.
And that's wrong.
We're not Nazi German.
All right, and you can see your party on up ahead, heading towards the gate.
I don't fall in step with them. I sort of just walk. Either stay behind them or like walk past them like, these guys are taking too long.
Okay, and you definitely have the speed for that. So you all approach Gate 4, the designated boarding area for the airship bound to Olympia. And you can see a crowd of people, various races, not racists, races, eagerly awaiting their turn to board. The gate is marked by a towering arch adorned with the carving of a 4, as well as some markings depicting scenes of, you know, a floating sky city and a soaring airship. Other than that, and the fellow passengers, you see 4 figures dressed in similar attire. 2 Aarakocra, an orange tabaxi, and a Loxodon, all dressed in tailored gray waistcoats with white shirts underneath, paired with black trousers and polished boots. And then they all have small silver name tags, but instead of having their own name on it, it is a label that reveals the airship's emblem, which is a majestic, soaring eagle. Eventually, you guys hear one of the Aarakocra speak up. "Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?" Their voice booms out, drawing the focus of the other passengers. "We will now begin to welcome you aboard. Please know that our dedicated crew is here to ensure your journey to Olympia is nothing short of exceptional." He gestures to the other crews standing behind him. "Allow me to introduce our esteemed crew, at least those that you see before you. I am First Mate Yular," he says, pointing to himself with a wing. Next, he nods to the female Aarakocra next to him, with golden feathers and a warm smile. "This is Navigator Hiff," he continues, pointing to a bespectacled Loxodon nervously rubbing his trunk. "That is Windmage Verbus," and he says, then focusing very hard on that burly figure. And last but not least of the crew, Hospitality Officer Emerald, he concludes, motioning towards a graceful-looking tabaxi woman with lush orange fur and a notepad in one hand. "All right, everyone, please make your way up the ramp and step aboard. Our crew will take one last look at your ticket and will be available to assist you with any questions or anything you need. Don't be afraid to ask."
Oh boy.
Bruce Hackman walks up. He's also kind of acting like he's not with the crew, although he's not doing it to be suspicious. He's just like, "I have a mission to do. I can't wait for these people." He hands his ticket out. They use a little device to scan it. "Welcome aboard, Bruce Hackman." Thanks. I'm looking forward to the trip. I've heard these things are quite exciting. Please move along." Okay. He walks onto the ship.
Okay.
So, question here. When I bought my ticket, can I say I used a different name than Erebus?
You weren't asked to give a name.
They do not care.
Do I think they'll read my name off like they just did for Bruce?
You're not sure.
I'll keep going.
All right. Drigi walks up.
Let him cook.
Holds her ticket out. "Welcome, Drigi. It is good to see one of our own back on the home planet." Yeah, for sure." She walks on.
Yeah.
Lady Wara and her bodyguard side by side hold out their tickets. "Ah, yes. Hi. Perhaps you shouldn't say that." "Oh, of course, my lady. Sorry." She walks on.
I
No, I should not say that fucking loud.
Oh boy.
All right, Dr. Vault walks up. She holds out her ticket. "Laren Vault, very exciting. Do you read everyone's name out?" "Yes, it's part of the job. It's very exciting to learn people's names. Move along, please." And then Brock sort of looks at you guys and starts waddling up. Steps onto the ramp. It bends a little bit. "Oh my, a big bastard." Brock holds out his ticket.
What the fuck did you just say to me?
They scan it. "Ah, you do not have a name, sir." I'm Brock." No, you have no name. It says it right here." I'm Brock." All right, Brock, move along."
No, you don't get to have a name.
And then Brock starts hugging Bruce on the other side, because that's the only thing I know about Brock. All right, that leaves the 3 of you.
Yeah, I walk up too.
All right, you hold out your ticket.
Yes.
Cocculus, an exciting name. May want to shorten it to Cock.
I'll take that into consideration.
Yes, far more exciting.
Ah,
All right, welcome aboard.
thank you.
You walk on.
I start walking the wrong direction.
He spins you around.
Thank you, kind sir.
Yes, of course. Some of the other crew, salute to you, but they then realize that, they think you're blind, and then they, stop awkwardly.
I give him the anomaly salute just to confuse him even more. But, directly at them this time.
They all look at each other like, what?
I would like to get on now.
All right. The Golden Leonin walks forward, hands out their ticket, scanned, and you can see the little machine goes, red for a second instead of it had been going green. They just sort of all look at you, look back and forth, and then the other Aarakocra, the female, in Thieves' Cant says, "Welcome aboard." Just nods.
I
at you.
respond saying, "Thank you." Thieves' Cant is like an action. We're like it's such nice weather we have here today, but there's just like words written in it that we like understand. So we had like a full blown conversation.
Like Jive from Airplane.
So we had like a full blown conversation, but we only actually needed to like hear like 5 words of like a 2-minute conversation or something.
Yeah, and as you walk past, the other Aarakocra says, "Do you know him?" And then that leaves Devon, because at this point, in this person, like, what was I just trying to say? The other passengers have already gotten on at this point, in between you guys deciding when to get on.
All right, I'll step up
All right, you walk forward.
and over my ticket.
They scan it. Devon Rot. Don't get many of your kind in these areas. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
And the Aarakocra just punches him in the shoulder. Well,
I nod. I kind of just give a silent nod to the guy who punched him, like, I know why you did that. Don't really care.
All right, Devon walks on, and you all sort of the greater ship. I mean, you come down the ramp. Your footsteps echo against the metal of the ramp, and the airship before you is tall and proud. It looks like a pirate ship that you would see in like Pirates of the Caribbean, but instead of like having a mast up above, it's like a blimp. And there's a gentle breeze going through. The sound of hissing steam coming from somewhere in the back of the ship. Evidence of maybe some sort of propulsion system. And as you step onto the deck, you find the area very well maintained. Polished wooden planks beneath your feet. A network of ropes and rigging crosses over to sort of keep the blimp held on to the ship. And the other crew that you have yet to meet, all dressed in similar gray uniforms, move with a purpose and grace as they each attend to their own duties on board the ship. And Ular, the Aarakocra, leads you all along, sort of being like, yes, everyone come with me. Take a look at the area. We can meet the captain. And as you walk along the deck, you notice there's a presence, a large cityscape far off on the starboard direction, as well as slight views of surrounding landscape, islands floating through the clouds. It's just moments that you see this, but you see a silhouette of a large wall, the wall of Olympia, sort of being silhouetted by the bright blue light of the Hydros in the sky. This airship promises visually a great adventure through the clouds. I assume you follow Ular, first mate Ular.
Hell yeah.
All right. And as you guys sort of get to near the back area of the ship, still on the deck, all the passengers, there's about 20 of you, sort of stood around. Standing up on the main deck next to the ship's steering wheel is an authoritative figure, a tall, broad-shouldered individual standing at about 6'2", probably. His race is that of a proud and noble leonin, a lion person, basically.
Because apparently a tabaxi and a leonin are different things.
Yeah, like how an owlin and an Aarakocra are different things. The captain dons what you would expect from his uniform, similar outfit to the rest of the crew, but this is navy blue, and he has a large, crisp, stainless white hat on his head, on his mane, I should say. And he nods a warm smile and then says, "Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed travelers of the sky." I'm gonna cough this voice.
Odd announcement.
I apologize. I welcome you aboard the soaring vessel that is the AS Starfire. I am Captain Rylan Stormwind, your guide on this magnificent ride to Olympia. Before we embark on our journey, I wanted to take a moment to share with you the marvels and wonders that await us. And as he begins talking, Ular just looks and quietly whispers to all the passengers, "This is going to take a while, he likes to talk." The Starfire is not merely a vessel of transportation. It is a vessel of dreams, carrying the hopes and aspirations of all who dare to step foot on its deck. As we take to the skies, leaving the mundane behind,
Let the wind carry your worries away. Look around, you, my friends, and behold the breathtaking beauty of this planet that stretches far beyond just the floating islands. From the depths of the lowland desert, or the Melith jungle, to the elevated peaks of the mountain isles. Every landscape we pass will be a testament to the vastness and diversity of this world, while the tribes below remain bound by the limitations of the past. And then Ular sort of looks around like, that was particularly racist. We, aboard the Starfire, are obligated to find liberation in the realm of the skies. Gaze upon the purple clouds that surround us. Perhaps they may carry us closer to the truths of this incredible planet. And all of the crew that you were introduced before are actively rolling their eyes. Yes, you see, on this voyage, my crew will ensure your comfort and safety throughout the journey. From the skilled wind mage who steers us through the wisps of the wind, to the diligent deck swabbers who keep the ship running smoothly, every member of the crew is committed to providing you with an extraordinary experience. So friends, as we make our way to Olympia, the heart of Vegarok's floating islands, remember that this journey is not about reaching a destination. It is about embracing the spirit of adventure, letting your imagination soar as high as the clouds outside this very ship. It is about forging connections, sharing stories, and creating memories that will last a lifetime. And with that, my dear passengers, fasten your seatbelts, release the tethers of the ordinary, and prepare yourselves for a voyage of a lifetime. Let the AS Starfire be your chariot to the realm of dreams and possibilities. Together, we shall traverse the skies, where every passing moment holds the promise of something exceptional.
I don't say this out loud, but bro thinks he's Willy Wonka.
Ular, how long will our trip take? I want to give all these fine folk a chance to see. Be about 20 minutes, Captain. Oh, wait. 20 minutes? I thought, yep, 20 minutes. Same as it took last time, and the time before that, and before that. I swear we did dreaming during one of those trips. Anyway, thank you all for entrusting us with your safety, and may the winds be forever at our backs as we embark on this credible 20-minute journey to the fabled city. All right, Verbus, do your magic thing. And you can see the captain give 2 thumbs up, and he gives that thumbs up to the Loxodon, the wind mage Verbus that you met before, who has now taken up a position in the nest right below the blimp. And at this point, the other passengers are beginning to settle down into seats in this back area, putting on slight seat belts. They don't look very sturdy, but do you guys want to just stand, or do you want to go get some seat belts on?
I'll stand.
All right. I'll go sit down.
Right. I'll sit down as well.
Alright, so Cock remains standing, and you hear the captain go, "Yes, Tortle! Adventure it is!" And your attention is now drawn to the towering figure of Verbus, this Loxodon wind mage with a deep breath. He raises his hands, and a sense of anticipation fills the air. The atmosphere around Verbus begins to stir, as if invisible threads of wind were gently caressing his massive elephant frame. His eyes shimmer with radiant energy, and a serene focus settles upon the Loxodon's withered face. The surrounding air takes on a faint, ethereal glow as well, and a soft breeze ripples through the entire seating area, carrying a hint and a smell of the distant lowlands. And Cock, this is like going on at your feet, so you look down for a moment. And as Verbus extends his arms outward, his aura expands, and the ship responds to his call. The blimp-like device above the airship comes alive with a whoosh, and its surface glimmers with a lustrous sheen, as if infused with the very essence of magic itself. Gentle gusts of air swirl around the ship, wrapping it up in a translucent embrace. Then 2 massive fabric wings extend out from either side of the vessel and begin to ripple and bellow like a material that is lighter than air. And Verbus channels his power. The wind catches hold, lifting the ship up into the sky, defying gravity. And the whole crew, like they've experienced this for the first time. Cock, I need you to make me a dex saving throw. Go tumbling off the ship.
Get to use my save now. 21.
21. Okay, so there's a moment when the ship first starts going straight up that you have to like throw yourself towards the side of the deck to just like hold on to something, but you manage to stay on the ship, luckily.
Hey.
there's a soft hum that fills the air as the engines at the back begin to kick in, making the speed of the ship go even faster. And the components work in tandem with whatever elemental mastery he's doing up at the top of the ship. And the airship begins to ascend, leaving solid ground behind, embracing the boundless freedom that the captain spoke of. The open sky. You can hear the captain, "Isn't this brilliant?" as he himself is holding onto the steering wheel for dear life, trying not to fall off. All of you feel that, like, gentle upward pull, that, like, feeling you get in your stomach when you're on a swing of, like a mix of exhilaration and almost fright a little bit. Off the sides of the Starfire, the world unfolds. It's beautiful. The spaceship holding dock shrinks in size as you leave that area, and the airship climbs higher. The true natural landscape of Vegarok's floating islands stretch out like a complex drapery of green, vibrant and alive. Mountains and valleys, rivers and forests, held up by nothing but currents of ethereal air for as long as this planet has existed, and they all pass by your view. As the airship gains altitude, the wind becomes a steady companion. It's invisible, but it still propels the ship forward, and you feel a subtle sway, as if Verbus is doing all of the work. And Captain Rylan, who stood next to the steering wheel now, sort of begins to look down at the passengers who are sort of looking up at him, sort of squinting their eyes. This is just for decoration. I like to feel involved. And then he pretends to move the steering wheel, but it doesn't budge. Now that we've taken flight, feel free to move about the cabin. Look around, but don't fall off, or we'll be forced to leave you.
Do we have any snacks?
Ina packed you some snacks.
But, like, do we get, like, our complimentary peanuts or pretzels?
It's 20 minutes, dude.
The captain's looking around. Do we serve pretzels?
When I fly from fucking Chicago to Madison, I get pretzels. This is bullshit!
The captain's looking around. I don't see any peanuts or pretzels. I apologize. We will work on that. Somebody get this man pretzels! And one of the deck swabber runs off into the captain's quarters.
I cause a mutiny. No, I'm kidding.
Alright, so a bunch of the passengers, other people you notice, like, there's like an elegant noblewoman tabaxi wearing a fine dress. She unbuckles her seatbelt and sort of begins to fan herself, looking out the side of this beautiful scene. There's a grizzled, clearly some form of snake folk, but he just has huge muscles, and he looks like a grizzled warrior, and he stands up, sort of sharpening his axe as he walks to the front of the ship. And there's all kinds of... Sorry, what was that?
Do I recognize him?
History check.
9.
He looks vaguely familiar, but you don't know his name.
Gotcha. It's not the other person.
Alright, and you guys can all make me perception rolls or arcana rolls, depending on what you want to do.
14 for perception. I must perceive where my pretzels are going to be coming from.
23.
23 for perception, I assume.
Yes, I have no arcana, and you can't get a 23 on the dice.
I have a 24-sided dice. I got 19 on arcana.
19 on arcana. Okay. Devon, you look out the side of the airship. The beautiful air smells amazing at this part of the planet, even despite the purple clouds. The clouds don't actually smell like anything, believe it or not. As you're sort of looking out the side of the ship, you see something on the sort of grounds of the lowlands. It looks like a hatch in the side of one of those like mountainscapes that you see, and there are two figures stood outside of it, and that's pretty much all you can see from this distance. Erebus, your eyes go to a large tree, larger than the one that the dock was built into. The thing with these trees, though, is they grow from the lowlands, so they've been dead for a long time, and they're basically the corpse of the tree now that's left over. it's just massive. There could be a number of Aarakocra tribesfolk or something like that living in that tree, and it just catches your eye. It reminds you of what life used to be like when you lived here as a child before you became a spy. And then, Calculus, your eyes rediscover that tower you saw before.
Your eyes grow back.
Near the tornado, yeah, your eyes come back. And you have to like rub your eyes for a second because you almost can't believe it. Because right above the door is a glass symbol of the anomaly. And you just see this like, what the fuck? And then the ship keeps going. Because Verbus up above has a serene smile on his face. And he goes, I love this job! As he continues to guide the ship through the heaven-like skies. His connection with the wind unwavering. And then the captain says, our stop is the arrival plaza. You will begin to see it momentarily. And then you do. As the Starfire nears its destination, the purple clouds around you part and reveal the giant towering walls of Olympia. And just as the captain promised, a large brick building comes into view that's sort of just outside the walls, built into the side of the city walls. The airship slowly begins to descend towards this place, and you can feel like the change of the air pressure. And Verbus is actually quite a good navigator. That's probably why the captain likes to take credit for it, because he's quite good at his job. And the ship glides gracefully through the sky, and the massive blimp-like structure casts a massive shadow over the ship dock down below. You peer over the side, and you witness solid ground slowly reestablished beneath you. With a final flick of his fingers, Verbus brings the Starfire to a rest, and the airship settles down. The ground beneath trembles slightly as the ship's weight finds equilibrium, and you all feel a slight jolt as the connection to the ground becomes gained. What would you guys like to do?
Get off the ship.
Alright, the Golden Leonin immediately stands up and starts heading towards the exit, and you hear the captain, oh, well, thank you! And all the passengers are, like, moving towards the exit. Thank you for coming! Anyone want a picture or anything? No. God damn it.
I go up to the captain before I leave, and I say, your passion for your position is truly admirable, and I thank you for our safe voyage.
Aw, that's so sweet. He holds his hand out to shake yours.
I'll shake it.
You have no idea how much those words mean to me.
It's the least I could do. And I hope the best for you, and hope you keep this passion you clearly have till your last voyage on this position.
Haha, yes, there is an undying fire within me.
Absolutely.
Enjoy the city.
Thank you. And I'll follow Erebus.
Alright.
This isn't Erebus. You don't recognize me.
Follow the
I'm like, who the fuck's that guy? I don't know. Yeah. the orange cat. I'll follow him.
As you guys are beginning to walk towards the exit, Dr. Vault sort of saddles up next to Cock as you both walk. Those clouds are not a coincidence, are they?
No. No, they're not.
There is something foul going on here, and perhaps my studies could be of some use. But I'll keep it to myself for now. You let me know when you need me.
Oh, okay.
She walks on ahead, and you guys, you see the arrival plaza. It's, like I said, a large building. It kind of looks puny in comparison to the gargantuan stone wall behind it, but this itself is a grand structure and a true testament to the building, the architects of Olympia. The plaza itself boasts a wall of aged red bricks, weathered by time and bearing the marks of countless stories. Its windows offer glimpses into the bustling interior, and the entrance stands tall and wide, flanked by two imposing stone pillars, symbolizing strength, authority, that the city would like to get across as, foreigners come in. And as you sort of exit off the Starfire's ramp, you're sort of on a large wooden dock that extends out off of the floating island, and you can notice At the edge of the dock, a contingent of guards standing at attention near the entrance. They wear glossy centurion armor, each piece intricately designed, and you can see that emblem of the Vagarakian government, the VG. And the guards' uniforms gleam in the Hydrus's light. Their helmets have sweeping plumes, their colors matching the flag of Olympia, red and white. And the guards stand tall, their stern expressions conveying duty. Not that kind of duty. Each one sheathes a sturdy longsword on their back, a symbol of their role as protectors of the city. Alright. You guys move past the sentries, I assume?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
So how is the formation working? I assume the crew is moving in a group, but where is not Erebus?
I came off first, so I'm sort of like 20 feet ahead of them.
Okay.
Sort of like following the line of people formed by getting off. Well, I'm the first, so I guess there's like a line of people who got off after me, following me through the checkpoint.
You lead a group of strangers and your friends. It's at this point that you kind of have to take a moment to appreciate the utter size of the city before you. There is an imposing shadow that looms over, and even the guards' presence add to this sense of foreboding for you, Erebus, this return to your home. But it also assures you, because this is your home, this is where you come from, and you are beginning to recognize certain things. The plaza has definitely been updated since you were last here, but, you know, you've walked through these halls before, probably dozens of times as you traveled back and not dozens, hundreds of times as you traveled back and forth for work. And the vast hall stretches out before you, high ceilings with chandeliers that cast warm glows. Sunlight filters through stained glass windows, painting the marble floors with many colors. And the place is alive with melodic chatter from people all over the place, moving in and out. People going to the transportation center to, you know, get travel to other cities or back to their ships, and people coming from the market. You can see through the Grand Atrium a large marketplace in the market district that you enter into. There is also a large sign sort of sticking up in the middle of this area that has a giant map of the city on it. And I will now show you guys that map.
Dun dun dun.
On Roll20.
Ooh.
This is by far the biggest city you guys have been to. If you include Nox Hollow and the Starforge, this is maybe, if you consider the various rings of the Starforge, that's probably bigger, but as an individual city, this is massive. And you guys sort of walk in towards the Grand Atrium. So I'm just going to assume from now on that you're keeping a distance from them until you tell me otherwise. Is that
Indeed.
Is that right?
Yep.
All right. So you enter in to the city.
So where would my family live on this map?
Your family. Well, when you were here, you would have lived in like around Trade Alley. But you know, since your death, your family got a nice place in the nobles' quarters. So that would be where they are.
Oh, hell yeah. That's why I made my decision, guys. Not that you guys know this.
They're like, what decision? All right.
All right,
so
we're going to
you
Trade
walk past
Alley.
The plaza.
Trade Alley's where I met Umbra, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to start heading that way. They're behind me. I'm going to like stop like I'm a odd spectator looking around, waiting for them to like sort of catch up to me. I'm going to sort of walk into
The market area?
Devon.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to like walk into Devon and go into the Trade Alley, hoping that they realize they should follow me at a distance.
You're the
You
whole
walk
group.
into me?
So you know how like sometimes when there's like a crowd of people, you accidentally like brush shoulders with someone,
Oh.
sort of like that. Now, I'm not like
climb inside
walking
his
into
mouth.
you, and then we both like fall down, and I like get up and walk away. It's like a side brush type.
Oh my goodness.
situation.
I'm so
I
sorry.
spear
sir.
him to the ground.
He football tackles you. All right.
You look familiar.
So the group, the main party, all these motherfucking people that are here. There is like a a strange merchant tabaxi who sort of walks up. Oh, greetings, travelers. I see a spark of curiosity in your eye. Are you interested in learning about our captivating culture, newbies?
Damn.
You just call me?
She's like, I might come from here. You don't know that. No. I can see it on you. You are from somewhere far away. I mean, you're right, but that's rude. Well, what do you say? A bit of a lesson?
Yes.
Sure.
Wonderful. You've come to the right place. I am Araballa. I am the greatest scholar in all of Vegarok. That is a lie, but do not tell anyone. As you see, the planet is a land of diverse, anamorphic races and histories, and culture reflects this beauty of beings. Let me paint you a vivid picture. First and foremost, Vegarok cherishes its connection with nature. The harmony between the floating sky islands and the tribal lands below form the very essence of this planet. The native races, with their animalistic traits, embody a deep reverence for the natural world. Do you know of our cultures, our rituals, any of this?
Oh, bits and pieces.
Ah, so you may be aware of the tribesfolk. They often stay in the lowlands, but there are some that come up to the sky cities if they get enough coin, and they hold sacred gatherings celebrating the changing of seasons and paying homage to the elemental forces. I believe such a gathering is happening in a couple days. They oftentimes will perform elaborate dances and wear ornate costumes, or outfits, or whatever, adorned with feathers, shells, vibrant colors, honoring their animal counterparts.
Oh, that'll be cool to see.
The actual animals, not the humanoid ones. We get them imported from Elfir. It's a long story. Well, you are in a sky city, so you know that they are a testament to Vegarok's progress, innovation. The floating islands house grand architectural marvels like the one you stand in right now. They have intricate designs and sculptures all over the city. They depict legendary tales of our planet's greatest heroes and mythical creatures of the lowlands. Art and creativity thrive here, expressed through the breathtaking paintings, sculptures, and performances you will find in the Art and Cultural District. And if you find yourself hungry, my good friends, my goodness, the cuisine. Vegarokian food is delightful fusion of flavors. All the spices reflect the diverse culinary traditions. Very good. Of the different races you'll find here. From savory meat dishes cooked over an open ritualistic fire to exquisite vegetarian delicacies prepared by skilled chefs from the Sky Cities, you will find a feast for your taste buds at every turn. We also have quite the assortment of pastries from a Loxodon chef in the marketplace. But as a final warning, if you consider it a warning, remember, each race has its own customs, traditions, stories to share. You may want to take some time to engage with the locals, immerse yourself in their arts, listen to their songs, and embrace the spirit of the planet. You may not be able to come here again, you never know. Only then you will truly grasp the vibrant culture and significance that makes this planet so extraordinary and different from the others. Anywho, it has been my pleasure to inform you, and I'm definitely not some sort of information NPC. May your journey through the Vegarok be filled with wonder. Good luck.
Thank you. Well, you'd be a fantastic tour guide. But before you go, there's one question I have for you.
Of course.
Are there particular hostilities between the groups that partake this planet? Or are there hostilities perhaps towards outsiders?
Ah, yes. Well, obviously, with the recent developings, there was an attack, actually, in Olympia not that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Some sort of foreign object landed in the city, creating an explosion, and in the chaos, many folks were taken. So, I will be honest with you, we are not, some are not as welcoming to foreigners at this point. But if you are kind, I see no reason why they will not serve you. The other thing is, there have been some issues within the city, our own people. Have you heard of the Ratatats?
The Pokemon? No, no, I'm kidding.
No, not although I do like Pokemon myself. They are sort of gang is a bit too thuggish. They're sort of a group of individuals who think that they know more than everyone else. And they have been causing some trouble. Something about a book. I don't know. Anyway.
Okay, well, good to know.
That's all I know.
Yeah, and we appreciate your insight and hope that all are as welcoming as you are, though. Of course, that may not be the case.
Ah, well, give the planet a chance. You know, it might surprise you.
Absolutely. Well, what was your name, good friend, one more time?
Arabella.
Arabella. Well, thank you, Arabella.
Of course. Good luck! And he sort of, like, gestures with his cloak, and then he tries to, like, make it seem like he disappeared, but he's actually running into the crowd. And as this happens, Erebus, you sort of watch this interaction, and then pick yourself up, walk over, and then you bump into Devon.
Start walking towards Trade Alley.
Alright, so you guys enter in through the market. Are you guys going to follow, or, I assume follow, but what do you guys think?
Yes.
Oh, we'll follow. Hell yeah.
Alright. You step through the grand atrium. Your senses are immediately overwhelmed by what surrounds you. The immediate city space is decorated by golden arches that stretch over the top, while ethereal rays of sunlight pour through in between over a large market district in front of you. Stalls and stands as far as the eye can see. Erebus, you're quite used to this. This is an area you frequented a lot as a child. The rest of you, this is the biggest marketplace you've ever seen. This is huge. You can see all kinds of people. And as you make your way further into the market district, towards the trade alley, the lively atmosphere envelops you. Like, there's just such a feast of senses going on. Vibrant sounds of people playing music and dancing, people selling goods, all kinds of beautiful, intricate designs, stores opening, doors opening, and bells ringing, that sort of thing. And, like, you just feel like immediately, oh, yep, this is kind of what I expected coming into Olympia. And the streets teem with life as merchants passionately try to show you their goods, beckoning you to explore their stalls, discover treasures. The energy of the market resonates with each of you, igniting a sense of anticipation. Perception checks.
14.
15.
4. Okay, well, what to do? Okay, well, let's just start with Cock then. Okay, so Cock, you're sort of like looking around, a person bumps into you, and then you're trying to, like, you know, play up the fact that you're blind, so you start using your ears, and you feel that headache, just in the back of your mind, and then you hear a melody. It catches your ear as your party sort of meanders through, trying to get to the trade alley. And your ears guide you towards a talented street musician who's sort of sitting on the side of the road. She's playing a lute. Fingers dance gracefully, and the ethereal music resonates with you as it's a tune you've heard before back on the Anno Fleet. And at the same time, Lady Wara sort of like acknowledges it, doesn't say anything, but just nods at you and
Mother?
smiles as she hums along to the tune. Mommy?
Mommy?
No, it is not a turtle. It is a tabaxi. But, what did the other two get for perception? 14 and 15?
Yep. Yes.
Okay, Erebus. You're focused. You're trying to get to the trade alley as fast as possible, but there's so many things happening. Like, there is a peculiar stand that's sort of nestled amongst all the vibrant array of stalls, and it boasts an assortment of different magical items, trinkets, and there's a weathered Kenku merchant with wise eyes that stares back at you. It's like presenting you with these things. He sort of is like smiling as he waves his wings, and you just move past him focused, not getting distracted. Devon, on the other hand, there is a delectable aroma that wafts through the market, leading your gaze to a bustling bakery where tantalizing pastries are on display, the sweet delicacies you haven't not had since that beautiful morning you woke up in the City of Souls, and the sweets, they beckon to you from afar.
Yummy. Only I had money. Fuck.
If only I wasn't poor.
I spent all my money on this fucking tool I haven't used once.
Okay. So as you guys continue moving, Devon, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh. I got a... Oh, shit. Wisdom is good for me. 22.
22. There's a moment where you just get this strong urge to walk over there and grab one of those treats. It's like overwhelming you. You want the pastry so bad.
Ugh.
But if you want to,
About a bust.
you can fight it and not go over there.
Hmm.
It smells so good. And, you know, the party can handle these things. I mean, just go over, take a look.
Someone give me money.
Give me money, give me money, give me money.
Money, 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 money.
As you say, somebody give me money, you realize that you've been stood in sort of the market area, mouth watering for a moment too long. And as you look around, you don't see the party around you anymore.
I'm like a 5-year-old in the mall, now terrified, separated from the parents.
The only sort of marking you have in your mental map is this pastry shop.
I'll walk over to the pastry shop.
Okay. And it's very captivating. There are so many... there's like a nice display outside of these treats, and your eyes lock onto a beautifully crafted donut, perfectly glazed, topped with this delicate powdered sugar, and there's an irresistible allure that beckons you. It's like whispering into your head, grab it, take it, it's yours.
I resist that temptation because I don't want to put a target on my back for stealing a donut, so I look around to see if there's like a vendor that I can talk to before I take this.
Okay, yeah, you see you see inside the shop the sort of Loxodon pastry chef, big chubby elephant man.
I'll approach the big chubby elephant man and inquire.
You walk inside the shop. Ding! Well, hello there. You're new in town?
Yes, I just couldn't resist the allure of these wonderful pastries that you have made.
Ah, well, I'm excited to have a new customer.
Well, customer might be a bit advanced, as I have run into hard times as of late, and I have no money to my name.
Oh, well, that is a shame.
But I will be in town for many a day, and perhaps this is a bit presumptuous of me to advance upon you, but I was wondering if I could maybe have a sample of one of your fine pastries, and in return, I will return on a later date and bring many a friend along, and we will spend the money that you so desire.
Give me a persuasion roll with advantage.
Persuasion advantage. Oh, God. Oh, come on. Oh, fuck. 10?
Alright, he sort of slices off a tiny piece and slides it over to you. I apologize, I wish I could do more, but these are freshly baked and I wouldn't want to ruin them, per se.
No, I mean, I really appreciate that you're even giving me any. Like, I don't feel like many vendors would be very kind to a person coming in, telling them they have no money, and then asking for something. So I thank you.
Well, you seem quite desperate for the pastry, so I wouldn't want to starve you any longer.
Yes, what is your name, for I inquire on this lovely-looking pastry that you have bestowed upon me?
Well, I don't go by my formal name anymore. My friends call me Trashy.
Call you what?
What the fuck was that sound?
He's turning into a bird.
My friends call me Trashy. Sorry, there's some commotion outside.
Trashy. Oh, thank you, Trashy. I'll eat the pastry that was offered to me.
All right, you put it in your mouth, and it's still warm. it melts in your mouth perfectly. There's a slight sort of like caramely filling inside, and it's just incredible. It's better than the pastry you had in the City of Souls.
Oh my goodness, this is phenomenal. Thank you, Trash.
Thank you. No, thank you. And I look forward to
A future customer, perhaps. If you
No.
come back in next time, I could give you a look around the kitchen, and maybe you could help me out with a few things.
Now that is an offer that I will definitely consider. Well, Trashy, based on this product right here, you have many a customer that you shall soon be awaiting, so I shall leave you to it and return at a later date.
All right, so you walk outside the door, and as the door closes, you just get this voice in your mind.
You are weak. I will make you strong.
And you like look around as if like someone's whispering directly into my ear, and there's nobody around.
That pastry got me fucking in the third dimension. God damn.
But now that you're
Dimension already. What the fuck am I talking about?
now that your mind is clear and you've had some pastry, you can see farther down the market your friends. Brock is so much taller than everyone, and he's just waving his arm towards you as the party has stopped to look for you.
I hustle over, not in a great rush to make it over there, but enough to pick up the pace of it.
All right, so the party continues heading. I mean, it's going to take a while to get through the market. It's so packed, and there's so many stalls. I mean, it's vibrant, but it's like chaotic to get through, and there's a sudden commotion that erupts as a vendor stall collapses onto the ground. Their goods scatter. A collection of, you think literature, like books, all over the cobblestones. And shoppers nearby begin to disperse as 4 individuals remain standing amidst the chaos. One of them, a brown-scaled turtle dressed in a flowing black robe. And the figure eyes these other 3 before effortlessly levitating the entire stand and all of its merchandise back into place. And the other 3 characters, 3 leather armor wearing Aarakocra, more specifically Turkey Aarakocra. They stand, and this tense music plays as the standoff happens, and the party from the crowd watches on. This is your last warning, Saduk. You do not want to make enemies with us.
I have given you my terms, Feathered One. Please, do not embarrass yourselves in front of the whole district.
Khulud and Dular will have your head if you do not return the book.
Understood. Well, if you do not plan on purchasing anything, please move along.
And the 3 birdmen all look at each other. The turtle just remains completely unfazed. And before the Aarakocra that was sort of leading the dialogue sort of points his hand quickly directly at the stand, and in a moment a large ball of flame erupts out of his hand and just engulfs the turtle stand, and just like a small condensed explosion as everything goes up in flames. And this is enough to blow back the turtle. He gets knocked onto the ground, and just a look of utter shock in his eyes.
No!
I recommend you find whoever you sold it to, old man, and convince them to bring it back. Or that, and he points at the burning stand, will be you. And the 3 Aarakocra begin to turn and walk away, back into the crowd. And the elder turtle sort of looks around, the entire crowd looking at him. Now he's the one who's embarrassed. And he sort of slowly limps over towards the burning stand, snaps his fingers, the flames go out, but there is just rubble. And he drops to his knees in defeat.
Those must be those hoodlums that our Apollo was talking about.
Georgie's like, should we help him or something?
Help who?
Okay, very funny, Cock.
Cock, I thought you'd have more sympathy for one of your turtle crew.
Who the fuck are we talking about?
The old man that just got his fucking stand blown up.
Huh? Brock puts two hands over his mouth to, like, echo. Do you need a hug, Turtle?
Why is he so loud?
And the old man just sort of looks over towards the crowd and just returns looking towards the stand. And now the rest of the crowd just sort of begins to disperse, heading back to what they were doing, trying not to look like they were involved in any way. What do you guys do?
Damn,
Did I
old
see any
world.
of this?
Yeah, you all saw that.
Oh,
I don't... Yeah, you all saw that. That was very obvious.
Do I think this was more like the government did this, or was this more like the Shadow Council has influenced things so badly that they have their reach here now too?
Give me a history check. Let's see if you would know anything about these.
11.
11? Definitely not the government. Could be Shadow Council, but you're not sure. You can't confirm it in your mind.
I just like internalized this. Like, this is what I gave my life for, and they've wasted it. I'm still gonna keep trying to make things better here, and I just keep walking towards Trade Island.
Okay. What do the rest of the party
Oh
do?
God, why is that turtle crying? I'll walk over to him now that I noticed him.
Alright, you walk over.
Oh, you're playing off the 4 perception you got.
Yep.
I'm far older than you.
Of course. And I see you still have your eyes.
Ah, yes. You are one of the listeners. Sorry, I'm not doing the old enough voice. You are one of the listeners, are you?
I heard you crying. Is there anything I can do to help?
I don't think so. Unless you can magically make a book appear that I don't know where it is.
Have you heard of the lusty Argonian maid?
I have heard of that one, but that's not the one I'm looking... I have heard of that one! That's not the one I'm looking for!
Frodo.
Frodo Baggins!
What is the one you're looking for?
Sorry.
Persuasion roll. And Devon, what are... The rest of the party have, like, noticed that not Erebus has wandered off somewhere. But they're sort of, like, sticking around with the rest of the crew because he's, like, trying to be stealthy and they're not sure what to do. I should say at this point, Bruce Hackman has disappeared.
I mean, Erebus did say to follow him, so... And I already kind of fucked off on my own, so I'm going to leave the turtles and tortoises to deal with their shenanigans. And do I still see Erebus?
Yeah, you can still see him.
I'll follow at a distance then, while kind of giving Cock kind of a pat on the back of like, yeah, you got this, man.
Okay, so you and Brock will head off towards where Erebus is going. Meanwhile, literally all the other NPCs you guys brought are Cock's people, so they all sort of stand around waiting.
Yeah, Cock's got his crew, so he'll be straight.
Yeah. And you guys continue off towards Trade Alley. What'd you get on the persuasion roll?
25.
25. Do you guys ever roll bad? Okay, so
Not on persuasion.
you sort of kneel down next to the older turtle.
I made a deal with these foolish youngins, and something went wrong. Sorry, I mean something went wrong. Fuck! They let me borrow a book. They called it the Book of the Rat, and it was supposed to help me with a ritual I was working on. I don't know why I trust you so much to tell you all this, but you seem very persuasive.
Oh, thank you.
Anyway, the Book of the Rat, it's gone missing. Now they're gonna kill me. I suppose it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I am quite old, and my voice keeps changing, so I probably deserve to die. But
I'm so not memorable.
But this is the problem.
If you're gonna die, I'd recommend dying in an orgy. But, seeing
You
that
like
you're
listen,
probably
what?
not going to be in an you're not going to be in an orgy anytime soon, let's try to postpone that death.
And who are you to be so kind as to help an old man who has fallen down on hard times?
Portals always help their own.
He sort of like clocks you for a moment. slowly uses his walking stick to get up. That is not true at all.
It is where I come from.
Oh, where do you come from?
I come from
My dick.
certain. You already know.
Sorry.
I'm from the Anno fleet.
His eyes go
I
wide.
start coughing on.
He looks over towards the rest of your crew. So there's this doctor researcher, there's this Loxodon priest warrior, a elf woman who's clearly trying to hide her appearance, and this heavily armored, or I guess sort of like stealthily armored black-suited bodyguard stood next to her. Are you on some sort of ambassador mission? Is it all the chaos going on in the galaxy? What is his name? Trachon the Bold? He rubs his eyes.
Raycon earbuds. Yeah.
Oh. Well. Trust me, young one. You do not want to get involved with the people I have decided to get involved with. It is best if you let me die.
You see, I could do that, but I don't want to do that. I'd rather you not die, personally.
You hear Drigi yell out. Cock, the guys are getting away. They're walking really far away.
Tell me the name of the book. Again.
Yes, of course. I trust you for some reason. I trust you. It is the Book of the Rat. And unless I find it within a day, who knows how long, an hour, I will be... He points towards the stand. That. How dare they burn my books?
I've done that mentally. Boy, does it feel good for like half a second before I start burning alive.
You are quite strange. You have...
Oh, thank you.
You have no eyes. You come from the Anno fleet. You speak of strange ways, strange encounters. I am more convinced than ever that you are a listener.
If I were to somehow find this book, is there a place I can contact you?
Huh. Well, I suppose tomorrow I will have to build a new stand. So, come back to the market.
Oh, perfect. Well,
And I appreciate you considering this, but trust me, Tortle. The Ratatats are not someone you want to get involved with.
it may not be entirely my choice. That being said, bye, have a beautiful day.
As you turn away, you hear... I appreciate it. Forget what I said about the Tortle thing. I haven't had the best life here.
Hey, at least you have your eyes.
That's fucked up, because you actually have your eyes. Alright. But he doesn't know that. You fucking saddle along. Heading back to your group. Alright. Meanwhile, Erebus, Devon, and Brock. Not Erebus, sorry. Not Erebus, Devon, and Brock. Head through the city streets. Eventually, getting to, like, the edge of the marketplace. And you can see this area with tons of buildings. Lots of apartments, but very run-down sort of living areas. There's also a couple of things, like a general store. You think you see maybe some sort of, like, infirmary, but I assume you just continue on.
I do.
Alright, you move through the streets, passing by people. It's probably evening now, so it took you, legitimately, it took you, like, the same amount of time you were on the airship, it took you that long to get out of the market. And you sort of begin to walk towards the edge of Trade Alley. What exactly are you looking for, Erebus?
Signs that Umbra was here, sort of going towards where we first met, where we've like decided our meeting place would be if we ever had to like meet in a way that wasn't sanctioned, or some place we could meet out of the eyes of those watching.
Alright, so you sort of stop on a street corner heading into an alleyway. You can see your two party members following closely behind.
I feel like we stick out, like, way too much, too, to be fair, considering we're obviously not from here, and, like...
Yeah.
So, it's a little bit of a conundrum where we want to keep up with Erebus, but the further we go from the trade market, the more it's going to be like, why the fuck are those two here?
Yeah.
So,
Would you, what, is there anything in particular that you would want to do in this case to, I don't know, you could just, like, not be right next to him if you want.
Is there like a bar or something like that maybe we could like have a spot close to where Erebus is, where he knows we'll be, but that we're not just kind of like out in the open, like, you know, quote unquote selling ass on the corner.
Okay, yeah, you can, yeah, there's definitely a bar you could walk to if you wanted to. I assume you tell Erebus this.
Yes, we wouldn't maybe say it out loud, but kind of sort of the subtle hand gestures of like, maybe like I put up a like glass and like drink it almost, and then try and find a bar. And would there be a bar that you'd know, Erebus, that maybe like you would know is safe in the area?
I'm sure I do, but I'm also trying to like not be obvious.
Near you.
Yeah, that was sort of the whole point. So I've sort of been like, everyone's just thinking in his head like, why the fuck are they following me? This.
Oh, my bad. I thought you wanted us to follow you.
Oh, like, sort of. I wanted you guys to like stay together, so it wasn't so much you were following me, but your group was doing something, and then.
So you have this like mental conversation, like eyeing each other back and forth from across the street.
I was like, oh, I'm a dumbass. Oh, yeah.
You use your military hand signals that you've learned.
But I guess I gave them a name of a place that's safer.
Yeah, you just point sort of in a general direction, and you can see like people headed towards a bar at the end of the evening. If you guys want to head there.
Before we do, I'm guessing that we're going to be in separate living quarters for the night, and or are we just going to be heading back to the ship? That doesn't really seem very feasible at this point.
Yeah, not really.
I feel kind of dumb for saying this, but it might just be best to double back and meet up with Cock and his crew, and then kind of so we can all be the big gang instead of...
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes some sense. You follow Erebus to make sure that he's okay, and then when he sort of gives you that look of like, I'm alright, you head back towards Cock. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I think we'll just do that then. We don't want to stay split up that much to where, you know, then you're going to have to be managing 3 different shits at the same time, especially if things went south.
Alright, so you start heading back towards the market. It's going to take a while, but as that happens, Erebus heads into the alleyway. So your meeting spot that you had when you were last here, you head down an alleyway and then up a ladder onto sort of like a second-story roof, basically. And it's a very shadowy area because the upper roof like extends over, so it's very easy to hide. But you are gold now, so it's not as easy, but still. And you climb the ladder.
Dude,
give me a stealth roll.
Oh boy. 16.
Alright, so you quietly climb the ladder, stick your head up over, look around, and then you walk up. Give me a perception check.
23.
23, okay. So you sort of like walk over to the edge of the roof, checking the places that Umbra would usually be. And then you turn your head and you see a Kenku face staring at you from the ladder.
I just nod. It's him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I nod.
He climbs up slowly. And basically just walks up to you. So your like cat snout thing and his beak are like right next to each other.
Bruh.
And what am I calling you?
Invictus.
Invictus. A new name for a new main.
Indeed.
So, tell me everything. Why are you here?
Did you get the information I left behind?
Yes, this is grave news. There has not been a lot of information about what's going on in the galaxy while we've been here. The Ring Fleet, they don't talk to us anymore. They just take our soldiers and give them orders.
Heard about the blockade around Elfia?
Yes. And with all the attacks going on, our king is... I'm going to be honest with you, if that's all right, Erebus. If Invictus. Sorry, that's going to take a while.
I always preferred it when you were.
I do not trust leadership in a way I once did. I'm not saying that they're corrupt, but...
We know they are.
Their decision-making has become far more suspicious.
Favorable to one party.
Yes, to pull out of the Ring Fleet at a time when there is a war going on in the galaxy, it sends a message to the rest of the planets. They are, whether they know it or not, making us an enemy.
Yes. So the report covers, like the stuff from the research facility, not like the stuff we've done afterwards and the more stuff we've learned.
Yeah, there probably would be like a few notes added about, the things.
Like Tratus and what
basically.
he is.
It's vague, the Charos stuff. Reinhardt specifically did not mention Charos by name, but simply said a brother gave us information, basically.
Yeah. It's
and
been rough.
Also, you would know that Umbra, even though he's immensely connected on Vegarok and he is a very wise creature, that kind of stuff would go right past him. He doesn't understand all the like extra stuff going on outside the planet, so he wouldn't like it wouldn't compute to him that like there's like gods and stuff.
Gotcha. It's been a crazy 4 weeks at this point? Maybe 3.
What have you seen, young one?
As you've read in the report, the spaceship that came through the anomaly containing a brother of Tratus, and that Tratus potentially has more family beyond the anomaly, and that his father is trying to destroy the galaxy, and Tratus wants to destroy our son. Been to hell. Like straight up. There was the Crimson Witches or whatever. I have that written down somewhere, but I forgot what we called it.
The Sisterhood of Blood.
Yes, the Sisterhood of Blood was attempting to negotiate a deal with a demon on...
Sisterhood of Blood?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Well, then I have news for you as well.
What is
There
that?
have been rumblings on Sonus, another sky city, you would know. I have heard whispers of said coven.
Excuse me.
But I suspected them to be fairy tales, seeing as they have not been around in 100 years. You are telling me things as if you're some sort of superhero, Erebus. Have you gone soft? Are you officially a good guy then?
I don't know if I'm necessarily good. I have allied myself with a pirate queen to defeat Tratus.
Pirate Queen. They make those.
I guess.
I thought only Vegarok did kings and queens. Sorry, we're getting off topic. I was telling you about Zathon. Like 20 minutes ago, I apologize. Basically, the thing that has stood out to me the most, the governor has been having more appearances in Zathon's place. That is a concern. If Zathon is unable to be the face of Vegarok.
And Zathon's the king, right?
Yes. Zathon, and we've even seen more from Queen Deli than we've seen from Zathon in the recent days. I chalked it up as nothing, but I can't let this rest. There's something strange going on in the palace.
That does seem strange for His Majesty.
Yes. The guards are more on edge, although the people don't seem to notice, except for a group of Rebels. Sounds very familiar, doesn't it?
The people who just blew up something in the marketplace. What do you mean familiar?
Nothing.
Oh, us doing this in the other city. It's a dangerous time in the galaxy.
What are your plans from here on out? How do you suspect to find your family?
I believe my dad... I've been around a lot of magical shit in the past month. I saw visions of my dad speaking with the Shadow Council about me, so I fear he and... Which of my sisters was the one that was taken again?
Isis. Or no, the other one. Fuck.
Alright, I have those names written down. I believe...
Wait, no, it is Isis, sorry.
Isis and Greg.
I don't believe you know for sure that Isis was also taken, but she has disappeared.
Might be tied up in something with them. Plan to take my crew to the surface at some point, at least, to deal with Tradus's lieutenant here on Begarok, the Minotaur and the Maze, Thrax-Mageddon.
Thrax? You want to take on the Minotaur's maze? Oh, how the outer worlds have changed you, my friend.
I was also told by a demon that something very powerful lies within. But I don't know if I trust the demon.
I would not, but
Yeah.
that does sound quite exciting. You've been up to so much. I wish we could talk forever.
It would be nice to have someone to talk to who knows more about me than most I speak to now do.
Well, at this point, I'm sure there is very little I know about your current status, your current...
That's true.
What would you call them? Band of brothers?
My crew.
Your crew.
Yeah, I'm the captain of a ship now.
Wow. Have you spoken to Troy recently?
I was in communication with him while I was still on... I can never remember what that first place was called.
Zokral Prime?
Zokral Prime. I remember the Prime part. I couldn't remember the first part. I had some communication with him while still on Zokral Prime. That's where I learned my family was missing. And a little bit about what was going on here. I did attempt to communicate with him when I arrived. I have not heard back.
You can see like a look on his face, like the puzzle pieces are coming together, and he turns away. Ah, that explains it.
Fear I might have gotten him in trouble then.
Yes, they've been doing random sweeps of the information center, and one day they came through and picked up 5 of my best agents. I don't know where they've gone. Well, I do, but it's a long story. Invictus, what do you need from me? How can I help you start?
I mean, we literally never talked about what we were trying to do here. Any possible information you have on my father or Isis would be good. So would any leads you have into how we can break this connection between the Shadow Collective and Tradus. Hopefully right the wrongs that have been going on here.
Well, I don't know if I can give you too much information other than what you already know. However, I guess in a strange way it has been quite convenient, the kidnappings that have been going on recently, because it's allowed me to look into your family's disappearance without any sort of skeptical eyes on me. I do know one thing. There is some sort of factory in the lowlands, and I've heard that there are strange new trade routes delivering essentially nothing to this factory. But that doesn't make any sense. Something is going on, and I believe the cyber company have something to do with it. I do not trust these off-worlders. We should have never brought them here.
Did this happen after I left, or has that been...
So the cyber company would have started coming to the planet, but a factory in the lowlands sounds insane, because the lowlands are absolute chaos.
Well, they must have the protection, the Shadow Council, at the minimum. Else they would have burned down 5 times by now.
Yes. This is... There is a plot most foul going on here, friend.
You need to find your father.
I do.
He is so... well, he's not built for this life. That's for sure.
Who told him I was still alive?
You don't know?
I do not.
I assumed he would have told you.
Did Troy tell me that
No.
No.
Assuming he's talking about Troy. No, Troy. You don't remember Troy telling you who did it.
I've heard nothing about why he knows, just that he knows.
It turns out that under my nose, another agency has started working for the Vegarakian government. And they have been sharing our files. And your sister, Isis, joined up with them. I suppose she found something about you, your secrets, and in a moment of desperation, I assume told your father. I don't know the whole story, but that is our current lead on how he found out. And I assume he did not expect to get caught up in this so quickly, but, you know, a father's love for his child, he will do crazy things just to know the truth.
Never wanted them involved in all of this. But you know that.
Neither did I.
My mother and Hanzo, they're still scared, I assume, but safe.
Yes, and the noble quarters have guards up and down the streets all the time now after the attack, so... And that nothing will get past them, except for you or I.
They were always very dim-witted. But they always have to give the nobles' children the best cushy jobs, right?
Yes. Well, if there's nothing else you need from me, I should get back before people start asking questions.
Is there anything else? One more thing. I don't know how much it will affect Vagarak, but we are on the path it might have to Elfir. It appears the sea gorilla's eggs have been moved just outside the orbit of Elfir.
I've seen the news. It is strange.
So, I just wanted to make sure you were prepared in case it rampaged a little too close to Vagarak.
Yes, well, perhaps that's something I should bring up with leadership. But, to be honest with you, I suspect they've already spoken on these things. They have cut me out on many communications. I suppose my old age is not to be trusted.
More likely, this new intelligence agency and those in power are not to be trusted, but they've gotten the ear of the king. It's enough for them to sow discontent.
Well, as I was saying, I should go. It is truly good to see you again, old friend. I'm happy to see that you've made something of yourself. And he winks at you.
I wink back. It's always good to see you still breathing.
He doesn't say anything else. He just turns and heads towards the ladder.
I watch him leave.
You watch him up until a point, and then once he's in the shadows, he's just gone.
Oh, Isis, what did you get yourself involved in? Did I decide if they're like older or younger than me at any point?
I assumed they were younger, but
No. Yeah, let's go with that. Could have left. Like, I'm happy for her that she like grew into her own person, but I'm also just like, you could have done anything else with yourself.
A proud disappointment. Well, is there anything else you would do up on the roof, or?
I guess I gaze in. Can I see into the noble quarter from here, or is the wall blocked?
Yeah, there's a big wall.
I still look towards the wall longingly before I start going across. I go over like a few buildings and then climb down, so we're not both climbing down in the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I start walking back towards the marketplace, the direction I saw Brock and Devon going.
All right. Speaking of the marketplace, Cock, you stand amidst your merry crew of your former leader, your shit bodyguard, an actual good bodyguard, and a researcher.
Your shit bodyguard.
Oh, merry man.
The majority of us are female.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck. I hate women.
Get out of here. I never want to see you again.
Lady Wara coughs for a moment. She sort of grabs onto Nar for support. Are you feeling that too, Cocculus?
Yes, I felt it about 3 times since we got here.
The anomaly is trying to speak to us. Perhaps we should find some place to lay low for a moment.
That would be good. I'll look around.
Alright, you look around, there's just chaos going on in the marketplace. That moment of silence is immediately interrupted.
Oh.
Start having a panic attack. You want to try to find like an inn or something?
Yeah.
Alright. Dr. Vault also will just be like, at some point, perhaps we could take a look at the Environmental Research Center. Sounds like something I would be very intrigued by. When you get a moment, of course.
Yes.
I will follow you, unless you would like. It would be okay if I went and go looked, perhaps.
You can go for now. Take my walkie-talkie, because I want you and Timbley to go around and buy some supplies for the ship's beer dispensary.
Of course. Georgie looks like, I sense a chance for me to be a bodyguard again. She sort of points at Dr. Vault. Is that your way of asking if you can come along? I don't care. Just don't be loud, that's all. And they start walking off together. Georgie looks back at you, 2 big smile, 2 thumbs up. She skips along. You can tell she kind of likes Dr. Vault. Alright. You start looking for an inn. Give me a perception or investigation check.
15.
Alright, so you start like heading towards the edges of the market where the larger buildings are, and you think you can see a place where people are beginning to settle down for the night and make a stay. It's kind of like a tavern mixed with an inn. And as you sort of like make your way out, you can see these 2 people putting something up on like the wall of the tavern, like hammering, and then walking away. And they're like these 2 Aarakocra, male and female, and they begin walking away. And as sort of you're walking towards the door, you just notice this picture of a missing child. And then you walk in the door. You, Lady Wara, and Nar, who's basically... She's walking, but he's basically carrying her at this point. And there's a person sat behind a counter. Welcome to the Moonlight Serenade. How may I assist you?
Do you have any private rooms we could rent?
Yes, of course. Do you need them... How many nights?
We'll start with 1 for now. We're just taking a look around for the time being.
1 night in a room for 3, I assume?
Yes.
Alright, that'll be 10 gold.
Sounds good. There you are.
Alright, and she hands out a key to you. It'll be right up the stairs to the left.
Thank you.
You walk past the sort of hum of conversation inside the tavern as various races... Yeah, weirdly enough, as you're walking past, you do clock that there's a dwarf in the tavern, which is strange, because so far all you've seen is animal sort of races. You just notice that, and then you continue up the stairs into the room. Alright, as that is happening, Devon and Brock head back towards the market. It's getting pretty dark at this point. What would you do?
I look over at Brack and I'm like, you got any money, man? I didn't bring any with me. I didn't think that far ahead.
Huh. That is a good question. Let's take a look. He's like, He starts patting his fur. He's really thoroughly looking through his fur. He pulls out, like, in his belly button, you see some lint on the tip of his finger, and then 15 gold coins pour into his hand out of his belly button.
Ah, excellent. Well, it's getting dark. We don't know where anyone else is, so I propose that you and I maybe share a room for the night, and then we can reconvene and see if we can find the rest of our motley crew in the morning.
Yes, I agree. Perhaps I will be more talkative in the morning.
I think it's best we take our time, both of us. I mean, this is a bit overwhelming for me, to be honest. I thought I'd seen big cities, but the fact that we've been walking this long, I feel my brain absolutely deteriorating as we walk.
All right. As you're sort of walking along looking for a place to stay, you spot 3 inns. There's the Rusty Anchor, the Gilded Rose, and the Moonlight Serenade.
What are the price ranges on all 3 for one night?
Okay, so the Rusty Anchor is going to cost you about 5 gold because the rooms are fine. They're livable, but you can see quickly that the Moonlight Serenade has far nicer rooms. It's going to be about 10 gold. And then the Gilded Rose, really nice designed place. You can see a lot of the probably traders from off-planet who have quite a lot of wealth would stay in a place like this. It's going to be about 20 gold.
And
you don't even have donut money.
Yeah, that's a big priority. Brack, I would recommend we go with the Rusty Belt, I believe it was, and
The Rusty Anchor.
Rusty Anchor, thank you. Rusty Belt, the fuck am I talking about? And then there is a spot that perhaps we could get some lovely pastries in the morning as we try and find the rest of everybody. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
And he hands out the 5 gold to you.
Excellent. Well, we head on in then.
All right. Well, thanks for playing, guys. Another successful session. Hopefully, next week we can do Sunday and get our boy Brock back in.
And maybe player will let us be able to do more shit too.
Yeah. Like, we were talking the other day, Nick, about, like, trying to find ways to help Jacob feel more involved, and I, like, prepared a potential quest line, so him not being here kind of made me have to rethink some things, but, you know, that's D&D sometimes. I'll find a way to fit that into next session.
Well, then we'll be able to all meet together, and that's, like, more locked in. I think that will be for the best as well.
Yeah. All right, well, thanks for playing, fellas.
Hell yeah.
Of course.
Was that William?
I said, of course. I'm very happy to do this again after 2 weeks.
Yes, I was itching my skin every day.
That's just the dandruff.
Oh, get burned like my shampoo.
Get stuck in my dick hole.
It was seriously weird because I finished up editing all the episodes that I was behind on, and then I was like, I have nothing to edit.
What about the
It
forest?
sucks. What'd you say? What'd you say? Huh?
The
Break it
forest.
up. Did you say Minecraft?
The
I said
floor?
the forest.
The Forest Florist?
Sons of the Fallen.
The chorus?
Ah, yes. I know that game.